go. Tag Podcast. I think we finally got this going. I think we're finally not sounding like robots. For a minute there, we sounded like John Cena trying to do an ECW chant. That was wrong. What'd you say?
I said I love the comparison.
I didn't know what else to compare it to.
That's a great one. That's a great analogy.
It was the only one I could think of at the time.
Man, the only person that can't get over an ECW chant, John Cena cannot get over with the crowd at ECW chant. If John Cena were to live in Philadelphia, or not even live, just come to Philadelphia and do an ECW reunion, I don't think people would show up. He's the only one.
I mean, if you remember back, 2005 or 6, they almost been out of the damn arena.
Oh, yeah. Man, they'll still do it now. Northeast is brutal as far as the crowd. I mean, which is good. I like it.
Yeah. They don't hold back their feelings on, let's say anything. Yeah,
I mean, which I'm proud to be one of those people that's involved with that those type of crowds. I mean, I
definitely.
You should be outspoken. If you're paying for your ticket, you should be outspoken. And if you any kind of noise, whether you like it or not, if you like John Cena, you should make noise for him. If you don't, like boo the hell out of him. That's what you're.
Yeah. You pay money, you should be able to do anything you want to do there.
Well, to be honest with you, if I were to sit in the crowd, I'd probably just be silent through his segment because in WWE's eyes, any kind of reaction is good. So if I actually want this guy off of my TV, I am contributing by a small decimal point by not having any kind of reaction to his entrance, which would never help, but, just in my crazy mind.
You're breaking up a little bit, by the way.
Am I?
Yeah, just a touch.
Man. Well, hopefully it'll get better in a second.
Yeah, I can't do anything about that. I can fix everything but that.
You better now?
It's starting to get a little better as we go.
All right. Well,
yeah, so
it is a Saturday edition of the Hot Tag Podcast. So if anybody is listening right now, it's no holds barred tonight. I don't know how long we're gonna go. We're just gonna go.
We can go. I've got refreshments.
There you go.
So we can do it. Hey, look, we even have enough money to where we can actually buy beer and not just go.
Awesome. We need sponsors from that. What is that?
Yeah.
Is that Budweiser?
No, goddamn it! Swig a Coors Light for the working man.
Yes, the working man. Fucking
sons of bitches.
Man. Fucking Steve. What's with his obsession with the working man?
I understand how he does the podcast for the guys driving the trucks and the guy doing this and the guy doing that. That's cool. I love it. Maybe say that, but to say you're the working man when you're out doing pretty much not working, that kind of a little weird.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
I get it.
Yeah, I guess he is standing up for those type of people and he's dedicating the podcast to them. But again, he's not one of them, so it's kind of hard to take him serious when he says that. Plus, it's I guess it's cool, but for him to say it every 5 seconds, my God, it becomes annoying.
Yeah, I like his podcast. I like the interviews, especially when it's just him sitting there talking and not reading off wiki. I love those interviews. But when he's just sitting there rapping, it's worth pushing that fast forward button.
Yeah, absolutely. You just became a robotic for a second again, but I think.
Oh, hold on here.
Yeah, I think you're back to normal again.
Yeah, I haven't touched anything, so it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to shut down something here. There we go. That might help a little bit. Get some time going. I just shut down a program.
Yeah. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize. Just bear with us. This is only the second episode, so we hope you understand. Technical difficulties happen from time to time.
And I just built this computer 2 days ago, so
bear with us.
Yeah, but no, I guess I just need to stay close to my mic. That's all.
Yeah, you sound much better now.
Yeah, I'll just stay right where I'm at, and I won't move much.
Well, let's talk about, I guess, SummerSlam a little bit. We're almost a week away.
I got to tell you, I completely forgot when on Tuesday when we did the first podcast that this was the go-home show for SummerSlam. I did not even remember it. We were so ingrained with making fun of $9.99.
Was that the go-home show? No.
SummerSlam's this weekend, tomorrow.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I don't think I am. Hold on, let me double check my stats here.
It's got to be next weekend.
SummerSlam 2014 will be held.
Man, if it's tomorrow, I'm flabbergasted. That's insane.
Okay, it is the 17th. I don't know why I thought it was this weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way that was the go-home show.
Thank God, I thought it was good. Okay, good. That gives me...
It's
a little better.
I gave you a hope.
Man.
I'm guessing Cena and Brock are both going to be there at Monday, hopefully, right?
From what I heard, Cena still has that Monday off because he's still recording filming the movie Trainwreck.
Wow, what an awesome build-up.
Hey, man, let him, one more week without him. But I mean, they still did a good job at keeping him relevant with the videos and I'd rather see that guy on a video once a week and not see him live, but once a month.
You know what? I do have to agree with you. I take that back. I guess this is a much better build-up than having John Cena in person doing the cheesy promos and talking about him. He's going to get his ass kicked and all this, but I don't know, dude. I'm kind of excited for this match, though. I'm never really excited for John Cena matches, but this is one of those that's it's like a special occasion. You rarely see Brock Lesnar come out and have matches. It's every 4 months, so something special.
Yeah, I mean it should be good. I mean I always like the matches. I mean last time they had a match was pretty awesome. I mean like I said, Brock busted him open the hard way, and you give credit where credit is due. Cena took that twice, more than once, because that was not the first time he was busted open. But I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was good.
Definitely. Do you think they're going to have color in this match?
I think so. It seems like that's the way to make the Brock matches special, and it does. It actually does. It makes it seem like Brock is what he is, a kick-ass dude. So, yeah, I would think. I mean, I can see Undertaker not wanting to bleed the hard way. He's a little past his, past where he needs to do that. But yeah, I could definitely see him busting Cena open again. I hope he does.
Same. I hope he does as well. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I thought the same scenario with the Triple H matches that he had against Brock. I mean, the Hell in a Cell, that needed blood. I'm sorry, I don't want to sound like a sicko searching for blood and having a thirst for blood, but in a Hell in a Cell match, if there's no blood, it's just silly to me. I mean, Daniel Bryan against Randy Orton, Hell in a Cell, everybody forgot about it already.
Yeah, definitely needs to be some blood.
Yeah,
just something to make it special. I mean, that's kind of why that pay-per-view itself kind of messed everything up. I preferred it the way it was before. Just a special match on what was that, King of the Ring? It was on.
The first one.
I think it was on a King of the Ring, if I'm not mistaken.
First one was Undertaker against Shawn Michaels, and it was at In Your House.
In Your House, that's right.
They
should have just left it as a special match and just let go.
Yeah, I believe the first one was at Bad Blood '98, and then the next one was probably the Mankind and Undertaker one at King of the Ring '98.
Yeah, which you're never top. I wish they didn't even try it. I mean,
absolutely,
leave well enough alone.
I mean, you saw Cactus Jack against Triple H try to top that, and it's just not going to happen. Yeah, although that was one of my favorite matches.
It looked like they were trying to top it, which made it even worse.
Yeah. Yep.
Because, you could tell they were doing, getting him up there to go back through the cage again, and there was a certain one that was loose, and
same.
It was so contrived. I hated it.
Yeah. I mean, I really liked the match. I just, for what it was, I mean, not the greatest Mick Foley and Triple H match. Of course, I think their best one was probably at Royal Rumble, the hardcore match at, what was it, Royal Rumble 2000, I believe?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, that match was awesome. I mean, Triple H, the side of his calf got tore open because of that, I don't know if it was a 2x4 or something he landed on. But, yeah, that match was brutal.
Yeah, I forget what that was, too. It was a while ago.
Yeah, I'm actually going to check that out on the WWE Network for $9.99. I can check that out anytime I want.
Oh man, I think I've only got $9.98.
$9.99.
I'm gonna have to put a penny in my account.
Hashtag $9.99. How many times did they say that? 41 times? Is that the count?
I didn't count, and I'm afraid to. But between them and the announcers kept driving it home too. They were kind of playing like they were making fun of Triple H, but I don't think they really were.
I don't know, which I love. It's brilliant. I mean, you make fun of it at the same time you're promoting the hell out of it. You make fun of it. Triple H is getting it over with the crowd, which, come on, man. I mean, round of applause for Triple H. The guy's a fucking genius. The guy got over this with the crowd. $9.99. The crowd was chanting $9.99. That's free promotion from thousands of fans in attendance at your show. That's probably one of the best ways to promote, because you know what? With today's society, especially with wrestling fans, they just want to chant anything. Anything will get over, pretty much. Anything catchy will get over. So if they see the previous crowd do a $9.99 chant, best believe this upcoming Raw, you're going to see $9.99 chants. So. Yeah.
I mean, I can't, I mean, John Cena can't get an ECW chant over, but Triple H can get a $9.99 chant kicking.
I'm glad you mentioned that again. That's another brilliant comparison. I mean,
yeah, $9.99.
That just shows you how good Triple H is and how not great Cena is. How mediocre Cena is.
Or basically how much the crowd doesn't want to go along with him.
Yes.
Or how much they're not listening to him. One of the two.
And yeah, I mean, another thing. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. How is John Cena? Because from my understanding, from the recent Paul Heyman interview that I heard on one of these mixed martial arts shows, he stated that John Cena's merchandise is just selling like hotcakes, and it's really just outnumbered everybody else's merchandise. And I don't understand, because I'm positive it's kids buying it. I mean, it's their parents. They're making their parents buy it for them. I get it, but where are these kids at these shows? I mean, there's a lot of see them on camera, but it just doesn't make sense to me that John Cena sells so much, yet he's so hated every time those people come to see him.
Well, I mean, you can hear the difference in the chants. I mean, it's, like I've said before, it's, let's go Sheena, and then, it's Cena sucks. I mean, it's definitely the, I guess we could go ahead and say the 18 to 35, the dreaded IWC. But, I mean, yeah, it kind of is, but it's also the people who, I mean, I don't know, maybe just it's the people that are smart enough to realize that his shtick is old. I mean, these kids like what they like, the bright colors. I mean, I can stick my 1.5-year-old in front of a friggin' kaleidoscope if I wanted to for 2 hours, and he probably would cheer for it. But
I mean, anything, kids, I mean, yeah. But I don't know, dude. It seems like they make it out to be that he sells so much that you would think like the whole crowd loves this guy, but it doesn't really seem like it. And I mean, it pretty much is just the kids. And I see a couple grown people wearing the shirts. I'm sure they're the dads. Hopefully they're the dads. They're not just.
You don't want to disappoint your kids. I mean, my son's a Cena fan, and I got to buy stuff for him. But you do what you got to do.
Exactly. I'm just talking about those single male fans that come with the Cena shirts with the wristbands and everything. I don't know.
Well, if you look beside him, there's usually a really hot girl or just a girl with the same wristbands on, because that guy is trying not to anger that girl, because he's the one guy that's actually in the IWC and is getting laid.
That's true.
So don't piss off that girl with your Cena comments, you wimp.
Yeah. Let's not speak for the whole IWC, man. I don't know about the rest of them. I still get my decent amount of vagina, so I'm happy about that. And I still don't have to wear a Cena shirt, so that's awesome.
And I'm past that 18 to 35 male, so I'm out of it. So.
See me right now. I'm giving myself a Barry Horowitz pat on the back.
There you go. I see it now. There you go.
Being a wrestling fan and still managing to get vagina. That's a hard job.
All right, this Saturday show is taking a good turn. I like this. This is fun. This is what we should be doing.
There you go, man. But yeah, dude.
Wish I had air conditioning. I'm all right.
Ah, man. Yeah, hopefully you don't pass out on us in the middle of the show.
Oh, I got to find a place to do this on the weekends. If we're going to do any more on the weekends, I got to find a place at home. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, hopefully we just do it on Tuesdays. But yeah, SummerSlam. I'm excited for this match. I do hope that he gets busted open. And speaking of getting colored, I watched a recent preview of, I believe it's Timeline 1992 by Bret Hart, and it's one of the kayfabe commentaries productions, and he was in the preview. He was talking about WrestleMania 8 and his match against Roddy Piper, and how he got colored in the match. And during that era, there was a no blade policy. And they went out there apparently, and they did it on their own. And he tried to make it look so good that he got away with saying that he got busted open the hard way, which I thought was awesome. I mean, that's how you can tell Bret Hart really loves the business, because he knew that match. I mean, he didn't have to get busted open, but it kind of made that match, because it set it apart from other matches. And although I guess Randy Savage and Ric Flair they cut each other open also, so I don't know. But
those guys are from the old school where they know when and where blood needs to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta let guys like that do it. It's just they know what they're looking for. So I don't know. What are you gonna do?
And the part that I love, this is the little things that make me really a big Bret Hart fan. Although I tend to kind of underrate him, I wouldn't put him on my top 5. But things like this make me want to put him on my top 5. He stated that when they got backstage, him and Rowdy Piper planned to have like a fake altercation and pretend like there was some heat in between them. So the wrestlers would separate them, and that would kind of get the eyes off of the whole blood segment, and would just really just focus on their heat. And that kind of got away with it without getting fined, because apparently Randy Savage and Ric Flair they got colored later on that night, and they got fined.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yes, sir.
Unbelievable.
Ric Flair,
sounds
you know him. He blades deep.
Ric Flair blades when he brushes his teeth.
Yes. He runs into the turnbuckle and he starts bleeding, man. I mean, this guy during the early 2000s. I mean, every time you see Flair, you knew it was going to be color.
Yeah, definitely you did. Always knew it was going to happen. It was just the way it was going.
Yeah, which kind of ruined it, actually. It got really just repetitive, and I mean, it took away from the value of seeing blood on an occasion in a special match. But hey, it is what it is.
Cool. All right. Looks like you're only a little bit breaking up to me, and that's it. So as long as you're good on the stream, who cares? All right. So do we want to actually get into all of Raw, or just go through the matches, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, let's just scan through it. I mean, I think it's much more entertaining if we just shoot it and just talk about random stuff that comes to our mind rather than just review Raw. I mean, most people that listen to this, they've already seen Raw, so let's just talk about the interesting points, not Diego and Fandango and shit like that.
Well, the interesting point was Triple H and $9.99. I mean, the whole episode was brought to you by $9.99.
Yeah, let's talk about $9.99 for the next 6 hours. $9.99. You can get the network for $9.99.
I can't believe it. Only $9.99. People, are you fucking cheap? That cheap that you can't spend $9.99?
$9.99.
God, it's $9.99. We'll suck your dick. Come on, buy the network.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, it's a little bit more than a quarter a day. I mean, come on, like 34 cents a day.
Triple H just really went out there though and basically told everyone, "You are the cheapest sons of bitches if you're not paying just $9.99 for this network and watching this show."
I don't understand it, man. If you're a wrestling fan, I don't care if you're like a hardcore wrestling fan. If you watch it 2 hours a week, it's worth $10. Come on.
If you watch any pay-per-views,
yeah,
it's worth it. I mean, literally, I'll go ahead and throw myself under the bus. I was one of those who was buying pay-per-views when I had my kids. I couldn't afford it. I was streaming the pay-per-views. It sucked.
Yeah.
The quality sucked. You'd have to go through ads. They sucked worse.
Yep.
$9.99. It's right off my Xbox. It's on my TV. I can still watch it. The quality is awesome. I might have to deal with it loading a couple of times and being maybe a minute behind everybody. Oh well. Yeah. I'll do that for $9.99.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of guys are just nitpicking. Like I've talked about this before. People bitch about, they don't have that episode of Thunder where they had Rick Steiner against fucking Meng, and I really need to see that, or else I won't buy the network. Like, come on, and there's so much stuff on there. There's so many different shows and material on there that you can find something that you enjoy, you know. And even if you're gonna watch a pay-per-view in 6 months, it's still worth your money. If you're going to just watch that one pay-per-view, it's going to come out the same as you would just pay regularly for that pay-per-view.
Yeah, I mean, just look at WrestleMania. WrestleMania is what, $69, $64 or $69 for HD?
$70, yep.
Okay, you can get 6 months for less than one WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
My God, come on, man, we need this. We should be doing the spots for $9.99. What are you talking about?
$9.99. Let's plug it more than the fucking WWE so they don't cancel this shit. I don't want to pay $70 for pay-per-views again, man, because I was actually buying them. I can't do the streaming stuff. I can't watch stuff on my computer, so I was actually buying them, and I'm not trying to do that again.
No, I bought a lot, but it just, you know, I would definitely buy the major four always, but, you know, and a few in between. It just mattered what was going on that month, but yeah, I mean, it's just so worth it. And there's a ton on that network. I mean, there's I don't even watch it as much as I should, but I mean, there's people posting 24 hours a day about what they're watching on the network, and I'm like,
Yep.
I don't even have the time.
Yep. I don't really either. Unfortunately, I haven't really been watching it that much.
No, I pretty much get a pay-per-view. I did watch Legends House. I found it to be very entertaining, so I did watch that. I mean, it wasn't great. It was what it was. It was still reality TV, and it was also 2 years old, you could tell, but it was still a good show. I had fun watching it, and that's what I watched for. And I sat on my computer and watched it, so I had to be enjoying it.
Yeah, definitely. I hear you, man. But, yeah, the network, man. We were pitching some ideas last week. Let's go ahead and think of some new shit, man. Think about some other stuff that they can possibly put on the network that would work. Apparently they had Tough Enough in works, which actually just got canceled because of budget cuts.
That, and they had another Legends House, which I think they were discussing, which also got put on the back burner. Tough Enough to me would be, I don't see how it could be an expensive show for them to do. They already have the facility to do it. They already record NXT there.
Yeah.
How much money would you have to pay these guys to come in? I wouldn't even care if you just took people already in NXT and did the show. I'm down with that. Get some of the really new guys. Like, I'm not, obviously not like, you know, Fergal or Kenta.
Yeah.
But, you know, get some of the guys that I don't even know, and let me get to know them. Let me see them develop a little bit. It can't be much. They've got the place to shoot it. Shoot it.
Definitely. I mean, they just let go of about, I think, like 5 or 6 NXT guys that no one had ever heard of, but...
Yeah, look. Yeah, I hadn't. There have been 1 or 2 that I had heard of, but no, they let go of him, and Alberto Del Rio got released, I think.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about that, man? Let's.
Oh, hey, good segue into it. I'm not 100% sure this isn't a work. They haven't used his real name yet. They haven't used his real name once.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. That's a good point. And also the fact that they even bothered to mention it on their website and say that he got into an altercation, because WWE, like, we know they're PC. They don't want to mention any kind of altercations backstage or anything like that. Any kind of behavior that may be you know, not ethically correct for an environment like that. It just I don't really see. I don't know, dude. I don't know. It feels weird for them to say that he actually got into a fight backstage and that's why he's being fired.
Yeah, I like I said, no one has said, you know, Dos Caras Jr. is, which is his real name, you know, has been, and you know, when they released Evan Bourne, they said Evan Bourne, you know, Matt Sydal, they said his real name, and I remember, for some reason, remember that, but I don't know, man, they just haven't said his real name. I don't know. It could be a work. It could be true. I mean, from what I'm reading, TNA has already, you know, let's see here, what did this say? TNA is interested in him. That he was a hot topic backstage at the tapings in New York City, and that they might have already contacted him.
I hope not.
TNA, you've made so many bad decisions. Don't make another one. This guy is a bore. But I'll play my own devil's advocate. Derek Bateman was a boring piece of crap, and look what they've done with EC3.
Yeah, but he wasn't. I don't know, man. He hadn't come into his shell yet. Del Rio, he's in his mid-30s. I mean, this guy, I don't know. I mean, anything is possible. I don't really see. I mean, he's great in the ring. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy watching him against Ziggler. They had some phenomenal matches. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really emotionally invested into his character. I can't really relate to it. I don't know.
I know. I mean, I don't find him. I mean, yeah, I think we were talking about it Tuesday. Yeah, he's good in the ring, especially when he's in there with someone like Ambrose, who has that aggressive and explosive style that complements his. Right. But yeah, I mean, he's kind of one of those guys that honestly, if he is gone, I probably won't even know he's not there.
Dude, I had already forgotten about it until you just mentioned it.
All right. Well, okay.
I forgot who the guy is already.
Oh, that's
Come
funny.
on. Plus, he just moved to Texas, apparently, so I guess, I don't know, maybe he just wants to be closer to Mexico so he can work in Mexico more often, which I'm happy for the guy. I mean, that's what he wanted to do anyway, so, hey.
Yeah, I mean, they said before he had once, tried to go back to AAA and get out of his contract, and I guess he couldn't, but if he does end up at AAA, good for him. I'm sure he'll be happier there, but
yeah,
I kind of hope he does not end up at TNA. Maybe that's just me. I mean, that's definitely where I don't want him.
Yeah, neither do I. I don't know, man. I mean, if they can get him for a good price, maybe, but I just don't want to see TNA cut any of their good guys that they're homegrown talent. Guys like maybe not homegrown talent like AJ Styles, but I'd much rather prefer having guys like AJ Styles than have guys like Del Rio and so forth.
Yeah, I agree. I do.
But
so yeah, that I don't know. I'm just not sure if it's a work or not, but I guess only time will tell.
Let's talk about the next match on SummerSlam, man. What do you think about the whole Miz and Ziggler?
Miz and Ziggler. Is there a Miz Ziggler match? Wow. I like Ziggler. I don't mind this new thing with the Miz. The Miz is what he is. He's a good heel. He makes you want to hate him. You want to punch him in the face because he's such a douche. So as much as I don't like his character, as much as I don't like his character, I can at least respect that he can be a great heel.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's probably because he's actually a wrestling fan, so he gets it. I know he gets it. It's just he's kind of boring. I don't know. I do like this gimmick more than anything else he's done, but I don't know.
Yeah, and there's another one they never should have known. Him as a face is never going to work. They may cheer him, but leave him as a heel getting cheered.
Absolutely. I mean,
because he, like I said, he's got that face. You just want to punch him. You want to choke him sometimes. Just shut up.
Yeah, him and Cena, they kind of make me want to choke them every time I see them on the television set, but
both for different reasons. Yeah, I got you.
Reasons, yeah.
I got you. So yeah, the Miz and that, and
plus I hate his head. He's got a box head. John Cena.
Yeah. Yeah, Cena's got that. What do they call that? I think they call that roid head.
He looks like a G.I. Joe fucking gimmick, man. I don't know.
Not that I'm starting any rumors. But, yeah, SummerSlam. Let's see. I just pulled up the SummerSlam part. I can see what we're all talking about here. Let's see. Paige versus AJ Lee. And, yeah, let's stick with the Dolph Ziggler match. That's going to be whatever. But, yeah, Ziggler, God, I wish they would just get... I mean, I wish they would push this guy.
Yep.
I wish. He's like the modern day Ricky Morton with shorter hair.
Yeah, that's another good comparison. You're on a roll tonight with the.
I'm trying, man.
Yeah, but I don't know. I thought they may give him the title, but I guess Miz has a movie coming out, the Marine 16, that all 5 people are gonna buy. Marine. If anybody has ever actually watched the Marine, do us a favor and retweet this video. We're gonna get like a whole one retweet. Who's ever watched that movie, man? I mean, who wants to watch the sequels? sequels to movies already suck, and they got like, well, I don't know, what are they on? Honestly, is it like the 7th one, 6th one? I don't know what it is.
I think this is 4. I did watch the first one. I did.
Well, make sure you retweet our shit then, because you're the first one that's seen it.
Okay, I did watch the first one. I can't lie, and it wasn't horrible. The girl who played John Cena's wife was really hot, so it made it easy to watch.
That's always a plus.
Hey, if you're gonna find something good in the movie, it's usually the woman in a white tank top that's ripped that's gonna do it.
Yeah. But dude, I don't know, man. That's just 4 Marines too many.
Yeah, I did not see the one with Ted DiBiase. I did not see the last one, and I am not going to see this one unless it's on my TV and I happen to just it comes on after something.
Wow. So they had one with DiBiase, one with Cena, and one with Orton, right? And
was there one with Orton?
I don't know. What was the third one?
I think you're right. I think it was with Orton.
Yeah, that's...
Me look.
Man, that
you spend bandwidth to look this up, aren't you?
I'm not trying to, but man, those are 4 wrestlers that I absolutely cannot stand. And it's funny that all of them played in the Marine.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's crazy.
Actually, no. The Marine had the Miz. The Marine Homefront 3 had the Miz. So this is the Miz's second Marine.
Son of a bitch.
Look at the Miz. He's like
amazing. He's a movie star.
He's a movie star. Yeah, Cena was in the first one. Ted DiBiase Jr. Not the $1 Million Man. Right. Although that would have made it. I would have definitely watched it with the $1 Million Man in it.
Yes. Him and Virgil. Him just bastardizing Virgil all over.
Dude, that could be a great movie. Just him and Virgil there.
Yes.
I couldn't even finish the sentence. I started thinking scenes already. I could do.
Do you remember the time that DiBiase had the little kid come and bounce the basketball, and he kicked it out of his hand right before he got to, like, I don't know, however many he was supposed to get that $100 bill. He kicked it. Dude, that was fucking awesome. That's like one of the best heel moves I've ever seen. That's a good heel right there.
Dude, he was the epitome of what a heel should have been back then, and it was perfect. And I do remember that part. Right? I've seen it many times. When you watch those Legends roundtables with WWE, they show that all the time with him. Yeah, that's good stuff, man.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. But we keep running away from talking about the Miz, but. I don't know. I guess he's probably going to win. I can't really see them giving Dolph the title. I mean, maybe they will. Yeah, I don't know.
No, so. WWE loves people doing media with gold over their shoulder. They love it. Yeah. And you can't blame them. I mean, it definitely, I'm sure, gets them in a couple more doors. So, hey, more power to them. If that's what they want to do, let them do it.
I don't know what kind of media the Marine 4 is going to get, but...
radio, and the media loves the Miz. They just do, and that's one of the reasons I think WWE keeps him around, because ever since, he's always been some sort of media. He basically is a media whore, and so is WWE. So it wraps right into one little, media whore sandwich.
Yep. And I don't want a bite of that. So.
No, I don't even know where I got that, but whatever. So. But, all right, since we keep going away from the Miz, let's get to this. The Lumberjack match with Rollins and Dean Ambrose.
They have a Lumberjack match.
Yeah, if you watched SmackDown last night, it was announced. If you didn't, I just ruined it for you, so fuck you.
You can tell from my facial expression. I'm like, what? It's a fucking Lumberjack match?
Well, I'll tell you what. I didn't watch SmackDown last night either, but on the top it says spoilers. So,
fucking kidding me? They're making it a Lumberjack match?
Yeah, it says Dean Ambrose announced on SmackDown that the match with Seth Rollins will be a Lumberjack match. Wow.
Complete thumbs down, man. Holy shit! I thought they were gonna have like a no DQ match, something. A Lumberjack match? A Lumberjack match is for guys that can't go, that need to waste time, not 2 guys that need to be alone in the ring and do as many, whatever they want to do, because they have great chemistry in the ring. It's not the first time they've met. Let them go. You don't need Rusev out there and R-Truth and all this, because it's going to be a bunch of jobbers. I get not Rusev. He's not a jobber, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I can't say any more because I agree. I don't get I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I'm looking at it and going, how does this make sense? But I guess I'm thinking this will be so the whole roster can help out Dean Ambrose against the Authority.
Maybe they keep doing that. I mean, not Ambrose, but they've done it with other guys against. I think they did it with Shield, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm throwing stuff out here, so this is a total guess.
Not surprise me, but let me let's take a 5-minute break real quick until let us refresh, and then we'll go on the rest of the show and kick some ass.
You got it. Give me 1 sec. We'll hit the break.
All right.
And
back in about 5 minutes.
There you go.
All right. We're good?
Yeah.
All right. Give me 1 minute. Was there anybody listening live?
Yeah, hold on 1 sec. William's not pulling up what I need here. Hold on.
I'll be right back. There you go. I'm at home, so I'm drinking my vodka.
Yeah, I'll find a place to do this from home next time so I can get hammered.
There you go.
All right. So, where were we? We were talking about the lumberjack match.
Yes.
And yeah, you were right. I don't get it. The only thing I can think is they want to have kind of the whole roster go against the Authority.
Yeah, I'm very dissatisfied in the news that you just broke to me about the lumberjack match. I'm quite speechless, actually. I kind of want to just block that out of my head, but hopefully they make the best of it. I mean, I don't know, dude.
Yeah, well, I say since neither one of us understand it, let's just go to the next match, which is a flag match between Rusev and Jack Swagger.
Dude, Vince Russo was back, man. We got lumberjack matches and fucking everything on a pole match and flag matches. Come on, Vince Russo's back.
Dude, lumberjacks and flags. I got this, motherfuckers. I got this.
Need to do shoots and swerves.
We'll swerve them all day. I got the Spaldings to do it.
He does. He actually... The man has a great big sack of balls, man, to do what he does. Guy's insane.
Every time he mentioned balls on Stone Cold, he would call them Spaldings. McMahon's got the Spaldings, so...
Vince McMahon does too, man. He made the XFL, so...
Oh my God! Let's not even get. Like I said, I might have been the one person who watched that whole thing throughout the whole season. So I might be a glutton for punishment.
Hey man, to each his own.
To each his own. There you go.
I can't really comment on it.
No, I will. Yeah. So flag match, Rusev Swagger. Thank God Swagger is at least doing something relevant. I see a lot of people praising this guy, saying how great he is, how this and that. I just don't see it.
No. Yeah, I can't really invest in Swagger. I mean, this whole match, the build-up is all right, and pretty much the only reason why it's over is because it's an old-school gimmick for a match, and it's an old-school build-up, and it's just an old-school formula for a wrestling match, pretty much. It's very simple. It's very mindless. It's basically the United States against any other country. In this example, it'd be Russia, of course, or wherever the hell he's claiming to be from this week, because he switches it up every week. I'm not really sure where he's from, but hey, I don't know, man.
All I know is if Ziggler's lying there and Lana comes in the ring and Rusev just sits there and goes, if he dies, he dies, I will mark out like a motherfucker.
But hey, man, hey, why not?
This is so rock. I mean, it's truly Rocky IV. If you don't see the comparisons, you might want to watch Rocky IV again. But you're right, though. It is mindless, and it's what wrestling should be.
Absolutely. That's I mean, wrestling.
Yeah, and Rusev, you know, I see some good. Like I said, I do see points about him that are good. He'll probably do good if they don't start making a fool out of him. Then Hopefully he'll do good, but I definitely see some potential in him. I don't care for him right now, but I do like this feud, and that's wrestling, my friend.
Can you see Rusev as a world heavyweight champion one day potentially?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I never saw. Did you ever see Swagger as a champion?
Absolutely not. But that's why I stopped watching wrestling during that time. It's one of the main reasons. Jack Swagger.
Okay. Well, you were smart. I don't know, man. I mean, yeah. I mean, why not? I mean, there's really no one. I mean, they've all got to be striving for that anyway. I mean, that's what they're there for. If you're not there for that, you might as well just go sit in ROH and be happy collecting a small check. But
yeah,
yeah. What about you?
I don't know, dude. I don't really see Swagger going anywhere from here because, to be honest, anybody could have been put in his spot and would have got over. He's not doing anything special. It's just he's in the right circumstance at the right time, and he's getting over. That's all it is. But I'm happy for the guy. I mean, whatever. Not particularly my favorite, but he's all right, I guess.
He's been there long enough to where it's good that he has a feud where he's, standing out, the crowd's getting involved, the crowd's into it. That's good for him. I mean, he's been there forever.
Well,
and I mean, they pushed him like he was the next Kurt Angle, which I kind of have a feeling that's who they were trying to replace with him. But
yeah, I mean, the same finishing move, same gimmick. Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of a. I mean, I'm not going to flat out say that is what they did. It seemed like that's what they were doing, but yeah, I mean Swagger has been there that long, and it's time he has a feud. Otherwise, why keep him? I mean, he can't talk.
Absolutely not. But
thank God for Zeb, because Zeb keeps him funny. Because Zeb's funny.
Yeah, he absolutely needs a mouthpiece. I mean. Not even because of his lisp. It's just he's not really good at talking. He's not good on the microphone, and I don't know. Maybe it's something with the confidence. Maybe he's just not comfortable on the microphone. Maybe he's just not skilled enough to go on the microphone and cut a good promo. But yeah, Zeb is certainly helping him out. That's for sure.
I'm going to say it's the lisp.
Think so?
Yeah, I think that had a little bit to do with it. It's hard to be intimidated by a guy who's talking like thuffer and thuckatath. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's gonna have something to do with it. But I'm saying, even if he didn't have the lisp, I don't think the guy's good on the mic. Even if he didn't have the lisp, he's just cut out for the mic. Just
yeah. But speaking of mouthpieces, here's something I did read earlier this week. Ric Flair. They actually are not sure. Creative has nothing for Ric Flair, and that's why he's not on TV.
Right.
How hard is it to just put Ric Flair with Dolph Ziggler?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because Ric Flair actually suggested to be Dolph Ziggler's mouthpiece, and they shut the idea down. I don't know if they're going to go back on it because apparently, I mean, Ziggler's getting some kind of push. So I don't know. I mean, I would like it.
Would Flair probably overshadow him? Maybe, but he's going to do that to anybody. I mean,
exactly.
I don't want this to be a AJ Styles thing where he comes out in robes and everything, but trying to be the next Flair because there doesn't need to be another Ric Flair. But just have Flair come out and talk for him. I mean, Flair's going to be Flair no matter what, and people are going to watch. So just put the guy with Dolph friggin' Ziggler.
Yeah, plus you see a lot of Flair in Ziggler. I mean, the guy is an egomaniac. He's somewhat flamboyant. I'm talking about Ric Flair. I mean, Dolph Ziggler, he acts really flamboyant. And he's just, he's really cocky. It makes sense. I mean, it's pretty much a young Ric Flair. Obviously not as good, but, hey, I could see it working. I mean, I think they would have good chemistry, and I think they would definitely make it work. I mean, somebody like Ric Flair, if he suggests that he wants to be with Ziggler, that probably means that he knows he's going to be able to make it work. I say just let him run with it, but apparently not.
Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like it makes too much sense, so they don't want to do it.
Yeah, they shy away from doing anything that makes sense.
Yeah, and it I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, but yeah, I just thought we'd mention that because we were on the subject of who needs a mouthpiece, and I definitely think Ziggler could go way further with someone talking for him, and not AJ Lee.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that actually probably put him further down than anything, even though he had the title at the time. It was just another ridiculous storyline, but
speaking of,
I don't know.
Sense, you know what makes sense?
What?
The fact that the WWE Network is available to you right now for only $9.99. That's what makes sense.
You are totally right. I almost forgot it was just a mediocre $9.99. Only $9.99.
Only. It's not even $10. It's $9.99. It's a penny less.
Dude, if you got $10, you're still going to get a penny back.
Exactly.
Yes.
That penny that's going to annoy the hell out of you in your pocket for the rest of the day. It's going to be in your pocket. They're going to give it back to you.
Yeah, and then take that penny and put it in a gas station, leave a penny.
There you go.
And then you've done your good deed for the day.
There you go. And if you don't do that, you're probably just an asshole.
Right. Anyway, next match. I think before we go way too far off here again, Chris Jericho, Bray Wyatt, yeah, and Rowan and Harper are banned from ringside.
I kind of like this. I'm not quite sure why, because the build-up is not that great. But yeah, I'm just really hoping that they're going to capitalize on Bray Wyatt eventually, which I'm sure they're going to, just because he is one of Triple H's projects, and they're not going to let that become a failure.
Yeah.
But I don't really see it happening right now. Of course, I'm guessing he's going to go over Jericho. I mean, it's just pretty obvious. But yeah, hopefully he gains some momentum. I mean, he lost a lot of value in the Cena feud, unfortunately, but that tends to be the case with guys against Cena.
Yeah, I totally agree. I do. I agree. So,
you excited for this match?
Excited might be a strange word for it.
Yeah,
but I'm definitely interested to see it. It's going to be a pretty good match.
Yeah,
it should be. I mean, Jericho is usually good when he's out there. I always like to see Jericho. It's never a bad thing, but I don't know. I mean, his comeback this time is a little better. I'm glad he came back as a face because nobody really wants to boo him anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
he's past that age now.
Exactly. He doesn't need to be doing that anymore. The crowd, once you leave and come back, the crowd doesn't want to boo you anymore. I mean, that's like trying to get him to boo Flair.
Right.
It ain't gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen.
Absolutely not. Speaking of Jericho, I'm gonna go off topic again. I know we keep doing this, but I have to talk about this. I heard a recent interview with Rob Van Dam, which is a couple years old actually. I just heard it recently, so it may be maybe not so new to everybody else. But he was talking about Chris Jericho, and he was saying how he had a whole lot of matches with Jericho, and how they used to be great friends in ECW. And when he came to the WWE, he could not stand Jericho. He said that he was a political bitch, and that's a quote from RVD. I'm not just saying that. He said that he would complain a whole lot about his matches with RVD, and saying that he's too stiff, and talk about he doesn't want to do this move because he's going to look weak, and he always argued about who's going to go over and so forth. And a lot of times it seemed like he was jealous of RVD, and he's not a big fan of the guy, but I guess they squashed it. But he said that he said he's a political bitch, and he's all about himself. He's very selfish, and he was really trying to get RVD out of the company because he felt like RVD is taking his spot.
Huh. I could see that. Jericho talks on his podcast sometimes about doing that, not wanting to work with this guy for this reason, that reason. But I don't know. I mean, he definitely seemed like he was pretty much a douche back then.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that was his character, but he still looked like that was what he was, doing. I could see it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know, dude. I didn't really think Chris Jericho was going to be like that, but apparently, I mean, I don't know. I guess he was just trying to protect his spot on the roster, but
yeah, it was a different time back then when I guess you had to protect your spot, protect where you were. I mean, and really you got to protect your character. So
right. I mean, with a roster full of names, got like Kurt Angle, Steve Austin, The Rock, Undertaker, Triple H, Edge, Mick Foley. I mean, Chris Benoit. Whatever. Fucking
yeah, Guerrero was there at the time. All those guys, man.
Yeah. Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Brothers, Dudleys.
Yeah, it was just a different time, a different era. So I could see, even Steve Austin refused to do the job for Brock Lesnar because it wasn't the right thing at the right time with no build-up. Yeah, and he walked because of it.
Yeah.
Yes, he says it was the wrong thing to do at the time, but he's getting a check from WWE, so take that how you will. But I could see it being at that time where you definitely wanted to keep your shit together.
Speaking of Austin, another idea for the WWE Network. Why don't they just set up a camera and just record Austin doing his podcast and just put that on the network?
They could do that They could do it with Austin. They could do it with Jericho.
Yep.
They could do it with all the guys that have pod. They could even do it with JR, even though I probably would recommend they don't, because he's probably sitting there drinking peach tea with vodka in it, which is cool. I'm good with that. But I mean that would be a good thing to do. I don't know why they don't. And Steve Austin has a lot of people in studio with him too. I mean, he had Ken Shamrock in studio. So he was at Ken Shamrock's house. Yeah, it would be cool. Just bring a camera. You can use a fucking GoPro now.
I mean, it's pretty much like a shoot interview. I mean, I don't understand why they don't put shoots on their network. I'm not talking about shoots that really, really, really expose the business and just kind of shit on the WWE. Not those type of shoots, but I mean, have some kind of rules. Just maybe some backstage stories, things of that nature. Put something interesting. It wouldn't take that much money, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, their documentaries are pretty much half kayfabe shoot interviews, basically.
Exactly.
That's basically what they are. I mean, they sit there and half the time they're talking about it like it's real, and the other half they're talking about it like it's not. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, it would be a great idea. There's so many small things they could do for this network to really bump it. And like I said, hopefully it's in the works and they are doing it. We don't know, which is probably a good thing we don't know, but maybe 3-4 months down the road this is all going to come out. Maybe right before it hits the UK this is all going to come out with some really good shows and original programming, but
yeah.
I mean, I mean, let's face it, you can go on YouTube and watch all the matches that are on the network if you really want to, but
yeah,
that's why you want more original programming. People are going to show up for that shit, man.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, like we were talking about, even some house shows, maybe only MSGs. When they do MSG, put it exclusively on the network. I'm not saying do every house show because it's just gonna ruin it, because they're gonna have a lot of the matches that they're gonna have on the pay-per-view at the house shows. But certain house shows, the big ones, maybe put them on the network. Maybe for a year. I don't know. Something different.
Yeah, I could see him maybe not, because sometimes at the house shows, the guys are working out different things in their character, and they try out different feuds at the house shows to see how they'll work. So I could see him maybe not doing that, but definitely doing one here and there, like you were saying, Madison Square Garden, perfect.
Yeah,
because I'd watch it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Is there a reason they don't do Raws at Madison Square Garden? I don't recall any at the Garden.
I don't know.
Because it's kind of weird. Why? You would think they would do some Raws at the Garden. It would definitely be the right venue. It has a lot of history.
Maybe they're afraid not to sell it out. I mean, that's a huge venue to do for Raw. I don't know. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. Yeah,
I guess. If they're paying for it at the house shows, we think it's probably worth it just to try it one time for Raw.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, it's I don't know why they don't, but yeah, it's definitely something they could think about doing.
Absolutely. So what else we got on the SummerSlam card?
Hold on, I switched over here. The SummerSlam card after the flag match, Chris Jericho, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns.
Wow, I am so excited for this match.
Yeah.
I hope you got the sarcasm in my voice, because I certainly am not too excited about this match.
Yeah. Roman Reigns, not bad. He's, I don't know. I really don't know what to say about this match. So you might want to think of something.
Man, Roman Reigns, I see on the internet a lot of people complain about this guy. They say he only has 5 moves. He's the next John Cena. He's, you know, the prototypical guy that the WWE wants. And I gotta disagree. I'm sorry. I mean, the guy, he has so much room to grow. He is just getting started. Okay, he's from a wrestling family. I understand that, but he was more into football. He wasn't really trained his whole life to be a wrestler. He's just getting started. If you give this guy a couple years, I think he's going to be pretty good. So, as far as being excited for this match, unfortunately, I'm not really too excited because Randy Orton is involved, and Arn Anderson has told him to move slow, and he is taking that and running with it. He is running 100 miles an hour. Well, I guess he wouldn't be running 100 miles an hour. He's running probably half a mile an hour.
There you go.
Yeah, he's running a half a mile an hour with Arn Anderson's advice. And yeah, this is what you get. You get a very boring and just blah. But hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. They're really pushing this as a big match, and unfortunately, I'm not really into this. I mean, I guess Reigns is better than Kane, though, right?
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, I kind of agree with you about Roman Reigns. I definitely think in a couple of years he's going to be something really good. I don't see him as the next Cena. And if he only has 5 moves, I hate to say it, but blame WWE's training facility on that, because that's kind of what they want.
Exactly.
I mean, they love cookie cutter. And, cookie cutter is perfect for WWE. If you can play the game and be a robot, you're probably going to get the next big push.
I mean, that's pretty much why they do the 5 moves. It's for video games and because it's easy to remember. You just, I don't know. If you have it's I don't know. It just gets over with the crowd easier because, you know, little kids, they remember the 5 moves. Boom, 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 boom. That's it. Finish and yay. They get it. In video games, yeah, it's mindless. That's what it is. They don't want it complex.
Yeah. You got it. You have hit the nail on the head. It's just mindless bullshit. That's what they like.
Yeah.
That's all WWE, man. And then, of course, we have the match of all matches. The Hogan versus Andre. It's Steamboat versus Macho. We have Stephanie McMahon versus Brie Bella.
Woo!
I mean, I'm sorry. Give me a minute to compose myself.
So excited! Holy shit! I am
okay.
This match.
I can see you're still trying to get your composure from jumping. No, don't do cartwheels. Don't do cartwheels. You're gonna hurt yourself.
No, I shouldn't. I'm sorry. I carried away. I got so excited for this match. Man, I almost took a lap.
I'll go ahead and say it. The build-up for this has been kind of interesting. You know, that Brie Bella promo on Raw just was so
bad.
She just looked like she was. Brie looked like she was trying her best to not forget her lines, and she puts emphasis on words in the middle of sentences that shouldn't be emphasized.
Makes it look more scripted.
Yeah, it's like, we've done all the work, and what? Wait a minute.
Instead of saying all the work, all the work.
Why did you just emphasize that? What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's, you know, she's just doesn't know when to really put the emphasis on it, but, you know, we've said it before, Stephanie's doing great in this because angry and cunty is her thing.
Absolutely. Steph, man. I think she's doing great. If it wasn't for her, this would be the shits.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not like it isn't right now. But anyway, yeah, it's definitely. I mean, who knows? Maybe the match will turn out good. I haven't, I don't remember. Stephanie hasn't been in the ring in 10 years, so.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be good, man.
I mean, she's doing the pedigree.
Yeah, she did an all right pedigree.
Yeah, about as good as Triple H does. I mean, I don't know. I kind of thought it was funny Triple H pinning Brie in the corner, though. I kind of like that spot. That was awesome. Yeah, just pushing the desk right into her, just having her pinned in the corner. Like you said on the episode that got never released, it did look like she could just get out, but she was trying her best to make it look good. Fucking rhinoceros could have got out of that hole back there, but she did. She pinned her legs under it like she was trying to get out, and she sold it well.
Similar to Cena's STF, or what is it? Is it STF?
Yeah. You.
How much space he leaves between the guy's neck and his arms?
Yeah, I know. Even who was it? Stone Cold who told him to tighten it up.
I'm not sure, man, but I don't really listen to Stone Cold's podcast that often. But man, my God, see, it's little things like this that just kill Cena for me. Stuff like that, him no selling anything, any kind of reaction. He smiles everything. He smiles at everything, I should say. He just laughs everything off. He's just, I don't know, man. I'm so tired of this guy. I know I keep going back to Cena at random times. That just shows you how much I dislike this guy.
Yeah, it's kind of weird being. I mean, he literally is a robot. You're right. No selling. Someone sits there. Basically, I mean, you could basically call his mother a whore, and he's just going to smile and turn around to the crowd.
You're allowed to have your own opinion. I'm so glad you said that because I'm so proud of you guys. Everybody's allowed to have their own opinion, and I absolutely respect that. I am John Cena, and I stand for your rights. If you think that if you hate my mother, you can go ahead and say that. I appreciate that. Once again, this is John Cena, and you can get the WWE Network for $9.99. I am a fucking robot.
Awesome button to the promo.
Terrible, man. That's what he does. Everything. People chant Cena sucks. Oh, the WWE Universe is so loud. You guys are allowed to have your opinion. I respect that. I just hope you guys respect me. Boo! Oh, I appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that. I am John Cena, and I respect every single one of you, and I love every single one of you, and I come here every night, and I perform for you, even though you hate me.
You suck!
Exactly. You're right. I may suck, but I still eat my Fruity Pebbles, and I'm still getting money. That's why I'm smiling in front of this camera like this, so fuck all of you, because you're all paying to see me right now, whether you like it or not. That's what he's thinking.
There you go. And you know what? If that's what he's thinking, okay, cool.
This guy, man. Every time he comes out and he's getting booed by everybody. Have you seen that? He just smirks at the camera and just gives you that look like, hey, I'm still getting this money right now, and I don't care about any of this shit. At the end of the day, I'm the one that's winning. You guys all just fuck all of you. That's basically what he's doing with just that little.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and that was awesome. And and I know this irks both of us when he talks into the goddamn camera on the ramp.
So stupid. He comes out, oh, the champ is here. Oh, the champ is here, folks. Fuck him.
Or he sits right there. Can you hear him?
Yeah.
I can hear him. And then he runs down to the ring. It's like, oh, come on, man. Don't talk to the camera.
His stupid run. He runs like a moron. His stupid sneakers. Come on, dude. What wrestler wears sneakers? I mean, I understand a lot of them do, but just they don't let it actually be known that it's a fucking sneaker. They wear some kind of cover up over it or something. This guy just comes out in sneakers, in New Balances, and jean shorts.
I love Cesaro. Basically told him, you can't wrestle in sneakers. Oh wait, you can't wrestle.
He bitched him out, man. When Cena was about to approach him, he said, no, you stand right there. You can't wrestle. And he just stood there. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. He just told him off, and he completely bitched him out.
That was good. I love that. I'm probably never going to forget that goddamn promo by Cesaro.
It's awesome. His Kmart shoes. That was awesome, man.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man.
Love Cesaro. Speaking of, unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be on the SummerSlam card unless he's one of the participants in the lumberjack match.
Yeah, I don't see a match for him at all, which is a little bit shocking. But Yeah, I don't see anything for him, but he'll probably be a lumberjack down there, which will definitely bring his career to new heights.
Oh yeah, it's going to elevate him like Cena elevated Damien Sandow. That's how much of an impact it's going to have on him as far as elevating him.
Absolutely. I mean, like Cena can elevate Zack Ryder to the points of no return.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, so I guess we should start talking about Impact before before we get too much into the Cena hate.
Yeah, well,
I guess we should.
I think I've had my Cena rant for the night. Hopefully,
or we can see if there's any news and then go into Impact.
Let's see if there's anything WWE related before we jump into TNA.
I do see something. Remember that stable with Xavier Woods, Kofi, and Big E?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. Yeah, what's going on with that, man? They haven't said a word.
They came out, they showed them that next week, and there's been nothing, and it's showing right here. Kofi Kingston has been working as a face during the WWE Australian tour, so I'm wondering if they just did away with it already.
I certainly hope not. I was semi-interested in that faction.
I was interested. I definitely was interested in that faction.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I was extremely excited for it, but it's certainly better than what they were doing with Kofi Kingston and Big E Langston. Or I'm sorry, Big E. They dropped the Langston. WWE's running with the one word names. And
yeah.
Who else was in it? It was Kofi, Big E, and Xavier
Woods.
And I'm guessing they're probably going to add R-Truth if it's still existing. I don't. You see Mark Henry? I don't want to see that.
Nah, Mark Henry being the way he is just right where he's at. He doesn't need anything like that.
Yeah, I think maybe Titus O'Neil and R-Truth. I think that's actually probably I wouldn't even go as far as say a decent faction, but it's better than what it is.
Yeah. Let's see here. We got Scott Steiner. He's explaining why he hasn't signed a WWE Legends contract. According to Scott Steiner, he's been asked why he hasn't, and he's been asked by WWE to sign it, but his lawyer says it's not worth the paper it's written on.
Oh, I like that. That's awesome.
I love this guy.
Yeah,
he's freaking awesome.
This lawyer is amazing. And Scott Steiner, of course. But
yeah, he's saying, the contracts are great, but they own your soul. You can't do anything.
Oh.
And wow. Yeah, he's talking, oh, wow.
Look at Mick Foley. He didn't want to. Yeah, he didn't want to resign.
No, because he wanted him to approve every single, everything he was doing. They wanted him to approve.
Yeah, so I can maybe understand why, but what else is he doing though? Scott. I mean, I guess he doesn't need the money if he's not signing it, so that's good for him.
No, he got another bad tattoo. He's doing indie shows. He's pushing. I think he still has up DVDs and stuff.
What's up with wrestlers going through midlife crisis and getting tattoos? Bad ones, at that.
I have no clue, man. But
is this pattern though?
It seems like it's happening with all these guys. I mean, I don't know. It's definitely happening, but
Kevin Nash,
I don't know.
Steiner,
tattoos are back.
Chris Jericho.
Yeah, Jericho's got him, and like I said, my grandfather started getting he got his first tattoo at 86 years old.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I wish I didn't have any, and I could just start with a blank canvas. But hey, you live and you learn.
I've got a blank canvas. I'll decorate it up one day.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe.
I like tattoos, but I just kind of grew out of them, and I just kind of wish I didn't have any. But yeah, I'm marked up now, so.
I was planning on waiting until I was 40 and then starting to get some bad tattoos.
Yeah, dude, I started getting bad tattoos the day I was 18.
Well, then you got an excuse. You were young.
I did, yeah. I got them all between 18 and 20, so.
No big deal. Huh. And it looks like there's a WWE talent saying he retired from the ring, and that would be Tensai.
Well,
now saying he's retired from the ring. He's hung up his boots from in-ring work, living his dream, and being doing the coaching and teaching kids at the Performance Center.
Well, yeah, he's also doing the commentary, isn't he?
I think he was doing. I'm pretty sure he's doing the NXT commentary. It's just kind of strange. They brought him back. He flopped, and they just That was it.
Yeah. I mean, he was really big in Japan, but they didn't really capitalize on the gimmick, and I was actually surprised they brought him in as that gimmick, and I was even more surprised that they made him Sweet Tea, which of course flopped, and it's understood why.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure why they did that. When he came out like that, I'm like, oh, he's done.
Oh yeah, man. Sweet Tea. I mean, can you think of a worse wrestling name than Sweet Tea? How intimidating can somebody be named Sweet Tea?
If he had a skinny partner named Unsweet Tea, that might be less intimidating.
Unsweetened, yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm happy for the guy. I guess he's been around for quite some time. I mean, we forget about how long he's been around, but
yeah. And I mean, I didn't mind him much as Prince Albert. I thought it was it was a cool gimmick for back then. You know, I was young and, it was cool. He'd go out there and pierce people and stuff. I liked it.
Yeah, I just didn't like the main event that he did. Not main event, but the match he did against Undertaker at the WrestleMania. I think it was Big Show and him against Undertaker.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, that was a huge flop. That was probably one of the worst. I would say that was worse than the Gonzalez match, as far as my ratings go.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, hey man, Gonzalez, he's one of my guilty pleasures. I'm even feeling embarrassed to say a guilty pleasure, but the guy, it was so silly and stupid. It was one of those cases where it's so bad it's good,
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, and you're right. He wasn't that bad. I mean, I remember the first time I saw the guy. I was so young. It was like, oh my god, look at that.
Yeah. Dude, I was like five or six, so it got over with me because I was a little kid, and so I have a soft spot for it. But I can definitely understand why somebody would think that's probably the worst gimmick ever, because it probably is.
Yeah, definitely right up there.
Oh yeah,
right up there. Yeah, definitely
right up there with like fucking, I don't know, what are Bastion Booger?
Yeah, that was pretty freaking bad.
Bastion Booger, man.
That was not a good gimmick at all. You got a point there.
He had bad luck in wrestling because even when he was in WCW, he was known as the lunatic, and that was better than Bastion Booger, though.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree with you there. That God, that gimmick was gross. That Bastion Booger gimmick was so gross.
Yeah,
I just remember him sitting at the announce table eating cheeseburgers. Ugh. You could hear the grease squeezing out of the burgers almost. It was so nasty.
Is he still alive?
I don't think so, no.
Man.
I'm pretty sure no.
It's not as bad as Jerry Lawler eating Sonic after his heart attack, though.
Drinking Mountain Dew Kickstart.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really trying for another one.
Yeah, that must be their goal, because, man, the way they're feeding this guy and making him drink Mountain Dew, I mean, come on. Give the guy a break. He's just had a heart attack less than 2 years ago.
Yeah, they don't care.
Of course they don't.
Ratings.
Yeah, ratings, man. That's all it's about.
That's it, man. You gotta have the ratings.
And ratings and the WWE Network, which you can purchase right now for $9.99. Believe it or not, $9.99.
$9.99, people.
Once again, I'll slow it down for you. $9.99. Get it.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Get it.
WWE, you're welcome, man. We're giving
That's right.
promotion tonight for no reason.
Now, after promoting WWE, let's get into Impact.
Fuck it.
Because I did enjoy this show. I thought it was a pretty awesome show. Another New York City, Manhattan Center Grand Ballroom taping. I liked it. This was the show. It happens. Dixie actually goes through a table.
Hashtag it happens.
Hashtag it happens. They, the last 3 weeks they've been doing the right thing by starting off with matches, not really going into a lot of talking. I'm liking that with TNA. I hope they continue to do that.
I have noticed that as well, and I've been a big fan of the New York shows, man. I mean, I am loving the venue. I think it adds a whole lot to the shows. And they should try to do as many shows as they can in New York. If they're gonna stick around, man, I'd love to see them back in New York again and again.
Yeah, I mean, I read that there were Spike officials at the New York tapings this week, so they've got to still be in negotiations with Spike.
Yeah, and also I've heard a recent interview with Dixie Carter, and let's give credit to them, Ring Rust Radio. They did an interview with Dixie Carter, and she said that this is nothing new. She says every couple years she negotiates with Spike once again, and every time it's the same scenario. The only difference is social media is out of control nowadays, so the word gets out and people run with it, and they make it a huge deal. But she says this is nothing to worry about. This is nothing new, and so I don't know. She seemed like she's pretty confident, but yeah, I guess you never know, man.
Well, Dixie hasn't been known to not tell the truth once or twice, but I'm hoping this is. I mean, I'm hoping this is something she's not. Like I said, I mean, the officials were at the tapings. It looks to me like they're still negotiating with Spike. I hope they are. I hope Spike picks them up. I mean, if you think about how Spike has wrapped them into promoting all their shows, I don't see how they could. Maybe this could have been just a technique. I mean, this could have just been a negotiation technique for them. Who knows?
Absolutely.
But, I don't know. Let's, I just hope these New York shows aren't too little too late with TNA, but,
if they were doing this a year ago, TNA would be a different story right now.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're on the right path. They have the right formula. I'm just not sure. But then again, a lot of the positive reviews are due to the fact that they're using some of the older guys again, like Low Key and Homicide, and bringing in Rhino and Dreamer and guys like that. I mean, I don't really think they should keep Dreamer, and I mean, I don't mind Rhino, but of course Dreamer's not going to be around much longer. But I really hope that they keep Low Key and Homicide around. I mean, I think they can really contribute to the X division, and that's what sets them apart.
Yeah, I heard Homicide did sign. I don't know about Loki, but I think that guy is amazing. I really do.
He is, man. He's tremendous in the ring.
I did think his promo with Joe was so odd because, here's Joe, who's this massive guy, and then here's Loki, who's shorter than him, yet talks like James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
And, and it's like Joe should have his voice, and he should have Joe's voice, and it was just so weird.
Yeah.
But I don't know. All I could think of was Loki Earl Jones, because he has that deep voice and
little guy with a really deep voice.
Yeah, but his style is so odd and unique that I really think he's a badass worker.
Definitely.
That he must just be a complete douche backstage, which I have heard and read, whatever. But
he seems like he's a dick. I mean,
but at some point, your talent and your ability to, let's face it, these companies are all about one thing and drawing money. And if he's going to make people watch, who gives a fuck if he's a douche? I mean, how many people do you hear about in the old days being a douche backstage? A lot of those guys were assholes. You think Ric Flair's a nice guy?
That is a really good point.
Yeah, trust me, I have no doubt in my mind Ric Flair is probably one of the biggest dicks if you piss him off. I think a lot of those guys. Do you think Triple H is a nice guy?
Shawn Michaels, I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's just what they do. But Shawn Michaels, there's probably one of the best examples you could ever use. Vince put up with so much shit with this guy. This guy lost his smile. He got he's doing all this shit backstage. He's going into Vince's office with clumps of his hair that Bret Hart just pulled out. Vince just dealt with it. You know why? The guy can draw money, and that's what fucking matters in the wrestling business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Eventually, your talent has to outweigh your attitude.
Yeah, even rest in peace. Even guys like Ultimate Warrior. Maybe he wasn't a dick, but I mean, Vince probably put up with a lot of shit that he made him go through from a business standpoint. It's a part of the wrestling business, man. A lot of guys have big egos, and a lot of them have the right to be that cocky. I don't know if that's the case for Low Key, but I mean, he's definitely tremendous in the ring. He's phenomenal. Just the stuff he does is amazing.
very unique. I mean, his style is, he almost looks like he's, just, it's just very different. And he just, he's not, he has no cookie cutter in him at all, which is surprising since he was at WWE for so long. He didn't pick up the cookie cutter style, but, he was, I always thought he was different, which made him very interesting to me. But, yeah, I just could not stop laughing at that promo. Matter of fact, I barely heard that promo because I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, it is. His voice is kind of weird. It throws you off. But yeah, the reason why it's probably not cookie cutter is because he's from Brooklyn, New York. That may also have something to do with it.
It might. That seems to ingrain I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do.
Right.
Which is good, thank God. But yeah, I really like Loki. Man, you put Loki's voice on Ziggler, that guy would be making millions right now.
Yeah. And take the pink off. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, the pink. I mean, I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to get himself known. But what guy is going to wear a pink shirt?
Right. Well, a lot of the hipsters, they probably. But how many?
Yeah, you got a point. But they're going to get made fun of.
Right.
I'm going to make fun of him. Oh.
I mean, Ziggler, I don't know, man. He's so good in the ring. He's not that bad on the mic. His passion for wrestling is, you can see it. His interviews, you can tell the guy wants it. I mean, if one of the big guys at WWE watches one of his interviews, that should motivate him enough to get behind this guy and say, look, this guy can get the ball and run with it. Why? Because he wants it. He wants it. He needs it. Not he needs it because of not financially. He needs it because he needs it to fulfill his dreams, because that's what it is. He wants to be the top guy. That's the difference. That he's different from the rest of them. A lot of the guys, they're just after money, and they're okay with being on the mid card as long as they're making $200,000 a year or whatever they're making. They're fine with that. But Ziggler, you can tell he knows his potential and he wants to reach that, and he's not gonna sell himself short.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. He definitely looks like he wants to go out there and do more than what he's doing. And if you look at the interviews he does, he definitely wants to be up there and thinks he deserves it. I kind of agree with him, but
definitely,
I think he kind of has the same problem AJ Styles does. That the one thing they can't help is the way their voice is. I mean, AJ Styles, if you gave the same words that AJ Styles says to somebody else, they would probably deliver it better. AJ just has that southern, laid-back draw.
Seems like this guy.
Yeah, he just seems like this guy is. He seems like he's remembering lines. I think just because of his laid-back, kick-back thing. And sometimes Ziggler, I think sometimes his voice just doesn't project. If you gave his words to someone else, they would probably be an amazing, amazing promo. He just, there's something missing with him, and it's hard to put your finger on.
But the most important part is that he does indeed connect with the fans, which is probably the hardest thing. I mean, organically, not being shoved down their throats. He's organically gotten over with the fans, similar to Bryan. Maybe not on the same level, but definitely similar. I mean, look at Ziggler. He hasn't been doing anything for probably like a year, and people are still coming out with hashtag push Ziggler signs and screaming for Zig. I mean, that should show you something. That should show you that the guys are that people are invested in him and they like him, and that he's still over without even being on the show that much.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they've done everything but give the guy a serious push, and he's, like you just said, he is connecting with the audience. There's signs, he comes out, he gets a huge pop, and yeah, that's really the hard part. But sometimes it seems like WWE does not want you to connect with the crowd unless unless they decided this is your time to do that.
Yeah.
So once you do it, it's almost like they go, he's not getting over the way we want him to. Let's push him back.
Definitely.
I mean, I know I keep saying it, but look at a guy like Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
They had so many chances to push him through the roof. His merch was selling great too, and they put him in that shitty storyline, Kane threw him off of the ramp, and that was it. You see him every now and then.
I mean, I believe he broke top 5 or maybe top 10. I think it was top 5 though, as far as merch sales.
He did. Those few weeks, it was like, he was like 4th under, Cena, Punk, Mysterio, and I think he was right under there.
That's awesome, man. I mean, just off YouTube.
Yeah, and I mean, this guy went from having no merchandise to basically his TV show made him put merchandise out for him and was selling without even pushing it.
Right, and now he's back. He's back 2 steps back to having no merchandise again. So
I mean, and trying to reinvent himself to get them to put him on TV, but I don't know.
It's back to TNA, man.
Yeah, I thought we started with TNA. Like we said, they started off with a good match, the Monsters Ball with Abyss and Bram.
I thought they did a great job. Great match.
Definitely. And
for TV standards.
Yeah, definitely. For there was some like TNA seems to know that in a match like this you got to have some blood. Abyss's arm was bleeding throughout like almost the whole match.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a good match, and the ending. I'm going to go ahead and go to the ending, and then I'm going to come back to something. The ending was good, and here's why I liked it. Every time that crowd sees that Janus, which is not a great wrestling weapon, but every time it's used, it's a finish. So at least when he pulls that out, the crowd knows there's going to be a finish coming up, and it's special. I like it. I might be an idiot, but a lot of people are complaining about the cheese grater spot. You remember that?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really like that spot, but I read that Dave Meltzer or Brian Alvarez was talking with Lance Storm, saying there was his tights didn't rip into shreds and all. I mean, that's going too far. I mean, do you really expect that? Do you really expect them to rip his outfit to sell the spot? Just don't do the spot. It's stupid. I mean, you're not going to cheese grate the guy's balls. It's just stupid. You can't sell it. It's impossible. It looks silly, but I think people are just looking way too deep into it. I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's whatever. No. But I'm not really a big fan of the spot. But it's whatever.
Yeah, it was. I definitely think it was. What are you supposed to do? Have your balls hanging out to sell a spot?
Right.
Great, and they can't show the rest of the match. I mean, what the? Come on, guy. You're also talking about Alvarez and Meltzer also talk about MMA like it's wrestling. Baby faces and heels in MMA. Come on, you just can't do it.
Yeah.
It's a spot. It's the same as any spot in wrestling. When someone goes in the corner to do a 10, the 10 punches, do I see blood when they come out of there? No. Do I go online and bitch about it? No. Well, I just did technically, but anyway. But I mean, it's the same thing. Nothing. Do you know how many spots in wrestling would make you bleed in real life?
Exactly. If you want to think about it like that, you can't enjoy wrestling.
No. No. Let's face it. The wrestling business itself is assault and battery. Really. I mean,
really?
They would all. I mean, you can't bring. If you really want to bring realism into wrestling, then you might want to not watch wrestling.
Right.
It's ridiculous. But I saw nothing wrong with the spot. I thought it was actually a pretty good match. Bram had a shitload of thumbtacks in his back when he got slammed on those things, man.
Yes, sir. That's what I wanted to talk about. Bram is growing on me. I know WWE had this guy, and I really think that was another mistake because I hope TNA pushes this guy, man. I mean, EC3, I could not stand this guy when he first came in. I thought he was going to be the next John Cena. I thought he was going to be not necessarily the next John Cena, but you know what I mean. TNA's John Cena. And they went the complete opposite way, and the guy is just a sarcastic douche, which I'm enjoying the gimmick, man. I think it's phenomenal, and I really think that they can do something with Bram as well. And I think that's going to be another one of those guys that WWE is probably going to regret. And
yeah. Now you do know that's Ric Flair's son-in-law.
Really?
He's married to Charlotte.
Really? I had no idea.
I actually didn't know that until about a week ago. But yeah, that is Ric Flair's son-in-law right there.
Man, no disrespect, but she's kind of rough looking, man.
She looks like her daddy.
Yeah, Rick. I'm good on that.
Yeah, well, that's all right. She's taken, so we don't have to go anywhere with it.
Yeah, but yeah, he's awesome, man. I certainly like him a whole lot more than Magnus.
Yeah, I've said my piece on Magnus. I really did like him. I thought he could definitely be the next big thing for TNA. I really thought TNA could build a whole show around him. They just booked him like a piece of shit, and he's coming out of it a little bit, but I don't know. But Bram won that match, which I thought was a smart idea to have Bram win that match.
Let me go ahead and ask you, how many drinks did you have when you thought that Magnus could have a whole company built around him?
You know, it was during the build-up, and I had always liked Magnus. And when he was by himself and he was a babyface, he was actually very good. Right when they gave him the title, they turned him heel, and it really ruined his run. I mean, it just totally, as soon as, it was almost like getting involved with Cena. As soon as he sat there and gotten on Dixie's team,
right,
I was done. It was over almost right there for me. But I don't know. They really were building him good. They built him great for this title run, and as soon as the title run hit, they fucked him up. But yeah, I mean, dude, I wasn't the only one. Even Mike Bessler thought the same thing of the guy when they were building him. I mean, I wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
I mean, I had actually, I had a little Facebook chat with Mike Bessler on it because he had an article out on Magnus. Actually, it was the same issue that the IYH article was on of the Pro Wrestling magazine, PWI.
Yeah.
So, it was a great article, and I agreed with most of what he said. The guy was an up-and-comer at the time, but they just ruined him.
Yeah, it seems like something WWE would do. Give the guy the belt and ruin him. But
WWE never would have ruined him this much. They can ruin something, but they cannot. There was no way they could have done as bad as this. WWE never would have booked a guy that was thinking of leaving their company the way they booked AJ Styles in that championship match with Magnus. They wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, that's plain stupidity. I mean,
yeah,
that actually just I'm going to go ahead and just say that straight up just pissed me off, man. I mean, they cut the whole roster's necks off this guy, and the guy is leaving your fucking company. How can you just have him pretty much beat your whole roster? I mean, your whole roster, that's who you're depending on. That's going to be on your next show. This guy is not there on your next show. Why would you have him go over? Or not even go over, but damn near beat everybody on your fucking roster.
It was the most confusing, and you know what? It was infuriating. It really was. Just like you said, it really did piss me off too. It was infuriating booking.
Yeah.
Whoever booked that, I'm hoping they fired, but I have a feeling they didn't.
Russo, probably.
Russo wasn't there. Well, he might have been consulting, but according to Russo, he was only consulting for Taz and Tenay. So
right.
I don't know, but whoever booked that match should be fired, beaten, and stoned.
Yeah.
And I don't mean the good kind of stoned.
Stoned literally with rocks.
I mean rocks thrown at his motherfucking ass.
Yeah. Terrible, man. But I absolutely agree. That was probably one of the worst ways to let a guy go out. I mean, come on, man. I mean, you're a bit older than I am. You know how the wrestling business usually goes as far as old school. They put over the guy when they're leaving. The guy that's leaving has to put over the next champ. What kind of putting over is this? He beats your whole roster. It takes your whole roster to beat the guy that's leaving your company. It makes no sense.
No, you're right. You're supposed to go out on your back. Yeah, that's business. But I don't know. I'm sure when AJ heard this, he was laughing in his head and said, "Let's do it."
Yeah, I mean, how great did he feel leaving that arena? Just knowing, like, hey, are these serious? Was this a rib? Are they really this fucking stupid?
I would say he felt probably second to how good Hulk Hogan felt when he left and Dixie was holding his leg.
That was another one. Oh God, why do they do this to themselves, man? I don't understand. Why do they do it to themselves? They're in this position because of themselves. They've had so many opportunities. They never capitalize on the good opportunities unless it's too late, like right now, pretty much. And when they're letting guys go, they do it in the worst fashion possible. And clearly, you see that with Hogan and AJ Styles.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was. I don't know how anybody could book anything like that, but it looks like they did.
Yes, they did.
Wow. Anyway. And then comes and then right after that match was the Joe.
Well, before we leave this match, can I say something real quick?
Sure.
The crowd. Did you notice the "We Want Blood" chants after Abyss was already bleeding from his arm?
Yeah.
I mean, how much blood do you need? I mean, the guy's already bleeding.
Well, it's New York.
Yeah. I mean, I was just wondering, are they blind, or they just want more blood?
I'd go more.
They should have
just go more, but
want more, or more blood or something. I mean, we want blood. The blood is there already. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, they really could have added a word, but that would have thrown off the whole chant.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody could have substituted something in there. Their blood.
Yeah. Well, I won't start making fun. The crowd was into this match. The crowd was into the whole show. If you ask me, these crowds are great for New York.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping they don't overstay their welcome and the crowd turns on them. Which, let's face it, it's New York. That could happen any day. Yeah,
they should certainly travel. I mean, at another place. Not I know I'm being biased, but is Philadelphia. I mean, this is a wrestling city. People like wrestling. And the indies always do well when they come here, and I'm certain. I think TNA would do well if they had the same type of events over here. I mean, if they brought EC3 and Rockstar Spud against the Bromance as the main event every week. I mean, that's not going to really sell tickets. But if they do something new like they're doing right now, bringing back the X Division, making it something special, bringing in new guys. I think they could probably get a couple thousand people in the building.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, that seems to be an area right now that's thriving for some live wrestling.
Absolutely.
If you ask me. I mean, I don't, I'm way away from that area, but...
yeah, I mean, dude, I've been to the recent, I shouldn't say recent anymore, but the Extreme Rising and House of Hardcores, those were two companies that were trying to make something permanent out of their shows. They were trying to base their whole company. I shouldn't say House of Hardcore so much because they're both Philadelphia and New York, but Extreme Rising was more Philadelphia, and they were really trying to make it a company like ECW again. And people were down with it, man. No matter how much Extreme Rising fucked up, people kept coming back. Every show they had at least 2,000 people, and mind you, they don't have TV exposure, so if they can pull in 2,000, I'm sure TNA can pull in 4. They shouldn't be booking shows in Mississippi at the baseball stadiums, with 67 people. Cancel those shows. Stop doing them. You don't have to do house shows if you can't pull people in. Why do house shows? Not WWE. You don't need house shows.
Don't even do them. They should not be doing them. I'm so glad you said that because you're 100% right. They should not be doing those house shows.
They're just trying to compete with WWE and trying to do the same thing, but it's embarrassing. I mean, you guys are not on the same level yet. I mean, someday, I don't really see it happening ever.
Nah, I doubt it.
Company, really, with any company, I don't see that happening. But, I mean, just stop competing with them. I mean, you're going to lose every time you compete with them. They're on a whole different level. It's on a whole different platform. They're a publicly sold company. I mean, you're not.
Who's been around for 60 plus years? You want to talk about established?
Exactly.
I know they really need to. Yeah, I mean, I would never say I could go in and fix TNA because I've never ran a wrestling company, but there are there's some common sense, obvious things that they should be doing. You know, I know that I'm sure they got some, you know, dates they got to fill with house shows, but fill them and don't book another one, TNA.
Yeah, they gotta stop, man. I mean, I don't know, man. There's so many mistakes that they've done, that they continue to do. I mean, how many pictures have we seen at different stadiums with like 50 people there?
Too many.
Exactly. I mean, once the first one leaked, they should have been like, okay, all right, this is how the social network works nowadays. Somebody snaps a picture, gets it on Twitter, gets it trending, everybody makes fun of us. Let's stop doing this. We're making an ass out of ourselves. You know, our contract is going to be up soon.
Yeah, you would think they would. I mean, and like I said, they're not even, you know, well, what are we going to... These are obvious. I mean, two guys like us can figure out they should do it. And, you know, we're just two guys talking shit on, you know, through microphones, basically.
Exactly.
That's it. It's an obvious thing. You're not making money at house shows? Why don't we stop the house shows? That would be a great idea. Why don't we stop the house shows? Go, goody, go.
It's so simple. It's so simple.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you'd figure anyone could do it. But, you know, I guess...
And another thing, stupid merchandise. I mean... Come on, do we really need a fucking Willow umbrella for $49? I mean, it went on sale for like $9 the next week. Why make them? Who's gonna buy this shit? I mean, does anybody buy an umbrella for $50 unless it's like, you know, Ralph Lauren or something brand? I mean, it's not even like something special. It was just like a random looking umbrella for $50. Why?
Oh, yeah.
Just they have so many stupid merchandise. Just all this combined, man.
I've got 3 of them.
I bet you got them when they were for like $3. $3 online. Just get them as regular umbrellas and give them to people.
I think they do. I mean, they still have Aces and 8 stuff, I think.
Exactly, dude. And
Are you kidding me?
That's another thing. I think that was really like... That was their downfall, man. That was they were hitting the slope down there, and they were going down. They were hitting rock bottom after fucking... Aces and 8s, man. I thought that was terrible. Probably the worst faction of all time. I'm going to go ahead and say that. And I'm not just saying that because it's 11:15, 11:20 on a Saturday night and I'm drinking vodka here. I mean that. It's probably the worst faction ever.
I enjoyed it when it first started. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was entertaining. I really started getting disappointed when they started doing the... reveals.
Well, yeah, that was the worst part. That's what.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. But once Bully Ray was revealed, I actually did start enjoying it a little bit. And trust me, I know it wasn't good. I'm not going to come out here and say, "Oh, that was a great angle." No, it wasn't. I personally enjoyed it. I'm a motorcycle kind of guy. I love motorcycles. Maybe that had something to do with it, but. I don't know. It wasn't as horrible to me as it was to everybody else until the end there. I knew it was time to... When it was 18 months, I knew it was time to stop it.
Well, I honestly didn't mind the gimmick. The whole motorcycle thing, that's fine. But the members, man. The members... I mean, Luke Gallows, that was cool. Bully Ray was fine. Devon was fine. The rest of them. Who else was in there? It was Bischoff's son and one of the Briscoes, right?
Yeah, Wes.
Yeah, Wes Briscoe. And who else? I think there was somebody else. Oh, Anderson. Even Anderson was fine. But
I thought he was the worst. He looked so forced in that group.
Yeah, I mean, but I still didn't mind him as much as I wanted.
No, he gave him some comedy. He made him a little bit funny, and, you know, because Anderson to me is a funny guy, which is good.
Yeah, absolutely. But, Bischoff and Briscoe, those two pretty much took it down by 7 notches for me, if I were to rate it. And
see, I liked Briscoe's kid. I thought he had some real potential.
As a motorcycle, oh no,
not in that group. Not in that group. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Plus the lower back tattoo and stuff. Like, come on, dude. I mean, if you have a lower back tramp stamp, you shouldn't be showing that off in a tough guy gimmick. It's terrible. It's almost like Batista's navel ring. Whatever.
He He had the patch of his name tattooed on his chest.
Oh, dude.
I almost wanted to get one of those after that.
I have one. That's one of my bad tattoos that I was referring to.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. See, you know what it's all about.
I'm a part of the Aces and Eights. That's why I'm talking shit right now.
There you go. Well, then you got more right than I do.
Yeah. So fuck him. I have the right to say that.
There you go.
Worst gimmick.
Yeah, it definitely ran its course very fast, and you know, I personally did have some enjoyment for the storyline, but that's all I'll say.
It had potential. I'll say that they could have done a lot with it. Different members, maybe less members.
Every time they turned around, it just got worse and worse. They ruined it more. They had them losing every match in the beginning of it, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing to these guys? Are you bringing in a badass gang, or are they from friggin' Disney?
Exactly, dude. It made no sense.
Yeah. So, anyway, we'll get back here. EC3 had a pretty good little interview with, you know, back there with Snitsky and Ricklon.
Man, Snitsky's looking bad.
Yeah, he's still jacked, but that beard is a little weird.
Is he still jacked? I thought he was just kind of looking flabby and he looked out of shape.
Still looks pretty good. I think he still does some indie shows here and there, but
yeah,
looks like it was just brought in for a little bit. But yeah, I mean that's about it. I mean but I'm not sure why they really brought these two guys. I mean, I do understand why she was pushing them as original ECW guys, and they were WWE ECW guys. I get the whole thing, but
yeah,
it really could have got some different guys. I mean, no, I guess you couldn't have really. Now that I think about it,
it's I don't know, man. I don't know really how I feel about it. It's weird. It's weird that they're
yeah. It's kind of hard to put into words, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're trying to create a storyline out of ECW, which is owned by the WWE, and the WWE version of ECW. I mean, that's another thing with TNA, man. They're so obsessed with WWE. I mean, I don't know why they keep doing this stuff.
Yeah, they really need to get away from doing the competing. They're not going to compete with WWE. Quit trying. Do what you're. You know, a lot of people would say they're not good at anything, but TNA is good at a few things.
They are. Wrestling. That's what they're good at. Wrestling.
Knockouts, camera angles. Awesome.
Exactly. There you go.
Awesome. Stick with that. Put more knockouts out there.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. More less Sam Shaw, more Velvet Sky.
Exactly. Less Dixie, more wrestling.
Well, hopefully there's not going to be any Dixie around for a good while. This storyline was supposedly to write her off till, at minimum, Bound for Glory in October.
Thank God. That's awesome. We get a couple months.
Yeah. I mean, her not being on the show is like having a Cena-free Raw. It's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. That's another good one. That's another good comparison.
Yeah, I mean, it really is, pretty much. But then another good match. The six-man tag with the Bromans.
Yeah.
My freaking guilty pleasure. All three of those guys. I love all three of them. And Gunner, Sam Shaw, and Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, I'm not big on this match. I don't really like any of the guys. Except for Gunner, which they've kind of, I don't know. He's lost his value in my eye.
Yeah, they had a good chance to, again, another one they should have pushed to try for a champion.
Definitely.
And, you know, he's a pretty established guy. I don't know what they're doing.
Imagine him and Bram as a tag team. That would be awesome.
Oh, wow.
They kind of look like each other. They're both kind of barbaric, and they have that brutal style. They have that look, the big beards, and I don't know, man. There's just so many opportunities they have. They have enough guys on the roster. They can do so much. It's simple stuff. I mean, like you said, how can we just sit here and just spit out like 40 ideas, just shooting it? And they have so many writers and all this, and they're getting paid for hours and hours, and this is what they do for a living, and they can't figure this simple stuff out. That boggles my mind. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I guess when you're too close to a project.
I guess, man, they don't see the obvious.
I don't know. Yeah, this match had its good and had its bad, but I'm the Bromans to me are one of the best teams out there right now. I don't know. I love them. I think they're funny. All three of them are pretty good in the ring, so I'm down with them.
Yeah, but that's another gimmick that, I mean, it has a ceiling. How much longer can you see the bromance gimmick going?
It's been going for a while, and I don't know. You know, I mean, they recently added, the DJ, which made it a little better, in my opinion. So, I mean, there's some things they could do to kind of evolve that to make it better. But yeah, I do understand Jersey Shore is starting to lose its touch, but I don't know. From what I hear about Robbie E, there's not many things he can't do. So, maybe if it does die out, maybe he can do something else. But I have no clue what you would do with Jesse Goddard.
Well, they'll probably be dancing with Adam Rose as fucking rosebuds.
Oh God, ugh. Anyway,
yeah, that's my reaction to his seconds. Anyway.
Yeah, let's not even. But the Bromans won that match. Thank God. That I enjoyed that match. I thought it was fun. And then the 8-man hardcore weapons match. That's right. Say it fast 3 times.
8-man hardcore weapons match. 8-man hardcore.
All right.
Match.
You don't really have to. I was kidding.
I
was just joking.
Had to do it, brother.
What a horrible name for a match. But it was a decent match. I had no clue they were doing an every 90-second run out, so it was a gauntlet match. That kind of got thrown on me when I was watching, but I thought, oh, okay, cool. A stipulation I didn't know about.
Does TNA understand the definition of a gauntlet match?
As much as WWE understands the word exclusive.
Yeah, that's goddamn, man. You're good at comparing stuff.
Thank you.
That's another good comparison. But yeah, they don't understand exclusive, and apparently TNA does not understand what a gauntlet match is.
Well, I mean, this was called an 8-man hardcore weapons match, not a gauntlet match.
Exactly.
So
last time they had a gauntlet match, it wasn't a gauntlet match.
No, you're right. It was not. It was like a tornado.
Yeah, they can never get the names right.
Yeah, it was. But this match was good. EC3 was all over this match, doing great spots. I thought that guy is just. They really found a star with him, if you ask me. They really did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard to believe WWE screwed up like this, but they did. And we got a damn good special surprise here with Al Snow.
Yes, sir.
Al freaking Snow, and the crowd was filled with mannequin heads, and I must say I marked out for Al Snow.
I did as well. I loved it. And he can still go, man. He has a
holy shit. Did you see that moonsault he did?
Exactly. He can still go, man. Moonsault off the middle rope to the outside, he can still go.
Can still do it, and the crowd seemed like they love to see him. Every now and then I don't see where it's wrong for TNA to do this. Al Snow's not going to be a full-time guy, so
it's just fun to see these guys back for a match or two.
It was, and I hear a lot of people, TNA, they're using ECW, they didn't even own the company, and it's kind of shitty how they have to use this to do it to get ratings, and
oh, man. People just want to complain, man.
Exactly. You're in the area where that shit started. Why would you not? It's called capitalizing, people.
Exactly.
And in business, if you're not going to capitalize, get the fuck out of business.
Exactly. Let's go ahead and be cliche about it. It's best for business.
There you go. And it is. Yes, it's a little strange. Like I said, they're going from 1996 to get to 2014, but come on. You're in the... I mean, whatever
works for them right now. They're desperate, and apparently this is... Is it getting any more ratings than the usual 1 million or whatever they get?
They're up in the. I think this week got a 1.41, which is about a 1.4 million. I think last week got like 1.39. I mean, they're getting a couple 100,000 more. I mean, you're not going to change your ratings significantly overnight. It's not going to happen.
Still, though, by 0.4 in a couple weeks, that's at a pretty good pace.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, I hope it's not too little, too late. But yeah, I mean, you're not going to change overnight. It's going to take time. I just hope they have time to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking great, but I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, this was a good match, though. I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was definitely an enjoyable match, and like I said, having Al Snow come down really kind of made it a little more fun. And I had no clue who the last guy was going to be, so that made it even better.
Yeah, definitely the mannequins. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. They had the whole crowd, just like old school ECW. But exactly. I got a feeling that was Tommy Dreamer's idea.
Definitely, you know it was.
Yeah. There's almost no way you can. But fun match. What TNA should be doing a lot more of here and there.
Definitely, but they've been actually doing a whole lot more the last couple of weeks, and you know, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but I've read some of the spoilers, which I should probably stop doing. But the recent shows they've had the last couple of nights, they're just as good.
Yeah, I read a few. I try not to read the whole thing, but you know, if something catches my eye, I'll take a peek at it. But I'm the same way. I try not to read the full spoilers because it just kills it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're already going into the match thinking it's, you know what's going to happen. It sucks. So.
Yeah, but I tend to forget anyway. It's going to be in like 2 months if the show is on TV. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way too. But this was a part where there were a bunch of talking. I think they did do a good amount of talking in this next couple segments, couple commercials, and then let's see what's the next match here. We're already to the main event, the triple threat with Samoa Joe, Low-Ki, and Sonata.
I loved it.
I did too. Again, Low-Ki can really make a match good for me just from his weird style. They sort of ruined this, but if you were watching the graphic, it showed Low-Ki in the match for next week.
I didn't notice. Did it really?
Yeah, it kind of gave away that he wasn't winning the title. No big deal. A lot of people probably didn't notice it. As soon as they brought him up, I noticed it. What's the match for next week? He's in a match next week. It's a, hold on here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll look at it next week. Yeah, there's only a few matches, but they did announce a match for next week with him in it. And here it is. It's the X Division Scramble. Tigre Uno, Manic, Zima Ion, Crazy Steve, Low-Ki, and Homicide.
Yeah, Crazy Steve. He not big on that guy. The rest,
no, I like the menagerie. I like what's her name's ass. Rebel's ass is great, but I don't know, man. It's whatever. I mean, I like the whole menagerie though. I do like them all together.
Now, a little bit off topic, but speaking of the menagerie, there was a group, I think, was it the Oddities?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of some. The guy under the South Park mask. Did you know that was Earthquake? John.
Really?
Yeah, John Tenda. Is that his name? John Tenda or something? Earthquake.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. That was him. I never knew that until a couple weeks ago.
Wow, look at all the things you people learn listening to this show. You learned that Bram is Ric Flair's son-in-law.
There you go.
You learned that Earthquake was under a mask.
Yep, in the Attitude Era. Never knew that.
I'm going to have to change the category to educational.
We could share some fun facts every week. We could have a segment sharing fun.
All right, I won't change the category. I'm just joking. Yeah, that was it. TNA didn't have many matches, but there was a lot of build-up, and then, excuse me, after that match, you know, they all came out, Bully Ray and all them. Dixie came out to yell, and, I mean, the whole crowd was there. The whole roster was down there. The crowd went fucking nuts.
Yep, they went ballistic.
They went ballistic. I don't think you could have got a better reaction from the crowd because at least, thank God, they weren't chanting ECW. They went off the air with the crowd chanting TNA madly.
Which is great, man. I'm glad they did.
Absolutely, that had to be. And everyone's complaining. Oh, I can't believe they showed that. Shut up.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. These are the same people that are complaining about WWE not being edgy.
Exactly.
You don't like it? Turn off the fucking TV, man. Stop complaining.
Yeah, don't watch. I mean, I watched it. I saw nothing wrong with it. Bully Ray looked like his legs parted a little bit at the end there, and
yeah.
Dixie's head bounced a little bit, but come on, they've been building to this for months. She agreed to do it, obviously.
Dude, plus it's her own fault. I mean, she's a 50-year-old lady. She shouldn't be taking bumps like this. She's not a trained wrestler. If she wants to do it, let her go and do it.
Yeah, I mean, she's a grown woman. People, it's not like they're taking a 9-year-old innocent child and putting him through a table. That I would find incredibly offensive, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
But, this, I found nothing offensive about it. I thought it was a good angle. I thought that, like I said, I thought TNA probably couldn't have got a better reaction. They got exactly what they hoped for.
I mean, how did these people react when Mae Young went through a table?
Different time. There was no social media. In other words, the world wasn't as pussified.
Exactly, dude.
I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a badass here, but it's just, come on.
Yeah, everything's
it's ridiculous.
Man, everybody's bullies. You can't make a fat joke, or else you're a bully. You can't say anything, man. I mean, come on. I'm not saying I'm a fat joke. I mean, you know what I mean. You can't say anything.
Jokes are jokes. I mean, if you can't joke with...
exactly, man.
I got to agree, man. I definitely got to agree. This world has really turned into a whole PC, non-offensive... I mean, if you're not going to offend people, then really you're not going to have an opinion, which means we're all robots?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, let's all go over WWE then.
Yeah, be John Cena number 65,000.
Yeah, there you go. Number 3,201,000,000.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, really, that's it. But yeah, I saw nothing wrong with this spot. Yeah, I read Dixie really, legit got hurt. That's why it's not ballet, people.
Exactly.
God, I hate that. I hate that saying.
That's WWE for you.
Yeah, but really, I saw nothing wrong with it. What about you?
Absolutely not, man. I mean, like you said, if it was a young lady that just got into the business and she didn't know what she was doing or whatever, and it was against her will, then of course. This lady, she owns the business. She wanted to do it. It's not like she's a wrestler that was trying to, impress the owners or the people in high power to show that she can take a big bump or whatever. It's the main owner. I mean, she doesn't have to do this shit. If she chooses to do it, let her go out there and do it. And if she thinks she can actually, do a good bump, then let her try it. Apparently, I mean, she couldn't. Or maybe, I don't know, Bully Ray couldn't do it right. Or I don't know, whatever the case is. But either way, man, I didn't find it offensive. I mean, I think people were just over dramatic and just blowing it out of proportion.
Yeah, didn't Bubba put Stephanie through a table once too?
And Bubba put every single WWE diva through a table in mid 2000s.
Oh no! Actually, I think Lita was about to put Stephanie through the table and never did, if I'm thinking back correctly.
But he put Lita through a table.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, yeah, Lita was. I mean, she was one of the most amazing chicks. I thought I loved her.
Yeah,
but she
put her through a table. He put I think Terry Runnels put her.
Well, everybody would say those were full-time wrestlers. Dixie is not.
Again, her decision. She's a grown.
I'm right with you, grown woman. I totally 100% agree, and I'm sorry I cut you off there.
Definitely be, on the. Let's segue into this since we're talking about being so PC and pussified. Randy Orton on Twitter. Do you know what I'm getting at?
I absolutely do.
Yes.
Go for it.
This irritated the hell out of me. Randy Orton was at a local gym. I'm not sure where, but he was at a local gym where they were having a show, I guess, and he saw one of the fans that requested a picture, and of course he probably, wanted to not be a dick, so he took the picture, and apparently afterwards he got the news that the same girl that he just took a picture with is the same lady that's been harassing his current girlfriend or fiance or whatever the case may be, and she's been stalking them and etc. So what he did to get her back and kind of piss her off is that he retweeted the picture, or actually tweeted the picture, and called her a Latina version of Miss Piggy. And yeah, a few hours later he had to take the post down, obviously because WWE's PC and people got offended, and you know, he's being racist and all this. And keep in mind, this is the same girl that's been harassing his lady, and yeah, just causing him stress. I mean, I don't really see anything wrong with this. Maybe he was out of poor taste. I don't find it funny. It's not a funny joke. But to go as far as say that, you know, he's being racist and this is humiliating for the company and he needs to take it down and write an apology and all this, I think it's just too much. People just need to relax and just, I mean, it's not that serious. Relax. He's not being racist by he just called her Miss Piggy. A Latina version of Miss Piggy. I mean, she is a Latina, correct? So how is that racist? It's not racist. He's just referring to her as Miss Piggy. I mean, if you called a white lady Miss Piggy, it wouldn't be that big of a big deal. It would just be out of poor taste. But if you add the Latina, which she is a Latina, it becomes racist, and he needs to take it down. And I don't understand it, man. I'm kind of tired of the world just being so. They like to be critics at everything. And anything you say is criticized, and I'm sure a lot of the stuff that we said tonight is going to be criticized, and we're probably going to get a bunch of people bitching at us, but whatever, man. I'm awesome. Speak my mind. It is what it is. If you don't like it, tough.
Yeah, there's plenty of shows out there if you don't like it.
It is.
But I definitely see where it was in bad taste, and you just said it, in this PC society, you can't do it. With social media, you can't do it. Should you be able to do it? Yes.
Yeah.
Can you do it at this moment in time, in this, as they say, day and age? No, you really can't.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely agree. He should be able to say things like that and not be criticized for it. But WWE is a very PC company, and I mean, you just can't say those things. I mean, here's something way off topic. Are you an Opie and Anthony fan at all?
No.
All right. Well, did you hear about what happened with Anthony there? He was, in taking pictures. He got hit. Opie and Anthony is a XM show, one of the most popular XM shows out there. I'm sure you've heard of it. You're from that area.
Actually, I haven't heard of it. That's I'm
really
not familiar. Who is it?
They're out of New York. They were in Boston forever, so you're kind of in that area. It's an XM. The guy was, said things on Twitter and got fired from XM for it.
Yeah, I mean,
same thing. Never used anything. He made generalizations toward some people, but you just can't do it. Every company now is looking out for, which they should be, looking out for their bottom line, and every company now is looking for reasons to do this. Plus, I hate to say this, but WWE has little courses they teach on how to use Twitter and not do this.
Wow.
So, I know. He's been warned, but yeah, he should be able to say it, but you just can't right now. Social media is just, it's almost more of it's not good. It's almost killing us, not helping us.
Yeah, it's like having the eagle's eye on you constantly. Anything you say is criticized.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, for people to be able to get reprimanded and fired for something they said over Twitter.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand if it's something derogatory or something actually racist or something just really foul and out of poor taste and manner. But I mean, this isn't that serious. I mean, but I should go ahead and rephrase that. He should be able to say what he wants, but then again, Randy Orton is extremely stupid for being with this company for almost 10 years and not knowing how they're going to react to this and how they operate. I mean, he should know better. Honestly, he should know better.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yes, you can make the argument like we have that he should be able to say it, but it's 2014. Social media is everywhere. How did he not think that was going to not get him in trouble at all?
Exactly.
I don't get it. How?
Exactly. You would think he's new to this.
Yeah, I mean, if this were 2006, I think right around 6 or 7 when Twitter, yeah, that might be a different story, and he might, I had no, okay,
Right.
man, it's 2014, Twitter is blowing up. You guys should know you push it all fucking raw.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like I said, they literally have social media classes that they have to sit through.
Wow, that's crazy.
You don't remember Jericho tweeted that picture of himself in the social media class?
No, I love. Somebody put that on the Facebook page. That'd be great.
Oh, it was a long time ago. This was back when Twitter had just started, and he's like, "Yeah, like I need to." I mean, he was one of the first guys that made Twitter blow up.
Oh yeah,
for WWE. Yeah, he was one of them because he was all over it.
Nice. He's a trendsetter.
Yeah. Jericho invented everything.
Look at Fozzy, influencing many rock bands today. That is pure sarcasm, by the way. People didn't catch that.
They've actually got some of their songs actually sound great, but Chris Jericho does not sing well at all.
Dude, he's terrible, man.
Yeah, he really is. There's a couple of some of those songs aren't horrible. They sound just as good as any other.
Well, I've listened to too many. I've listened to one or two, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's auto-tuned, poppy, rocky.
Oh man,
crappy.
That definitely makes me want to listen to it.
Yeah, you can tell he's auto-tuned, which whatever.
Not a big fan of that.
No, I don't like the auto-tune stuff at all. I pretty much still have all my music from the 90s on my phone.
Yeah, I mean, it takes no talent, man. Anybody can synthesize their voice and just kind of add effects to it and make it sound nice.
Yeah, the 90s music was so amazing. They really...
Oh, yeah.
The 90s killed music because it was so fucking good. You're not going to get better.
That's because 90s had different types of music coming out. I mean, everything was new. You had grunge, you had punk, you even had rap. You had different genres coming up, and it was still interesting. I mean, nowadays it's just shit. I mean, there's just nothing. Rock sucks. Everything else just sucks. It's just terrible.
Yeah, you got so many few good rock bands out there. I mean, real, true. I mean, you got like Disturbed.
Yeah, the only ones I listen to from today's era is honestly probably the Black Keys. Everybody else is just 90s.
Yeah, I listen to all that old stuff from the 90s. It makes it easier. I don't know. But I got my son listening to it, so that's good.
Yeah. Guns N' Roses, man, Nirvana, all that.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
I love all that too, man.
Guns N' Roses is probably my favorite band of all time.
Yeah, they're definitely up there, man. Axl now looks like he's definitely started on the Twinkies. But
he's getting, he's not performing as much. He's probably not doing much nowadays.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I have no clue what's going on. Here's something we can talk about if you want to get back to wrestling. We don't have to. I don't care.
I don't care.
But if we want to, SmackDown moving possibly back to Thursdays.
I think that's a great idea. Well, I don't know, because that's not good for TNA if they stick around.
Yeah, that'd be really bad for TNA. It looks like what happened was there was a truck with the Usos painted on it, and it had Thursday night on the truck. And they took a picture, and WWE tweeted it out. So immediately that got people thinking they were moving back to Thursdays. Obviously, someone jumped the gun. They haven't really, Sci-Fi hasn't told them they were moving to Thursdays. Sci-Fi hasn't even put out their lineup for fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably not be good for TNA. Obviously, that would move NXT to Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Which I don't care because I don't watch. But, yeah, that would be really crappy for TNA.
Do you think TNA would possibly change their night sometime in the future?
I think if Spike took TNA back, moving to a Friday probably would not be the best thing to come back and do.
No, definitely not on a Friday. Maybe I'm thinking on a Wednesday.
I don't know. Thursdays, maybe. But, I mean, Thursday seems to be a good night for them. But I don't know. Oh, my God. Let's just hope they don't try to come back to Mondays.
Oh, God. They would probably... They would score a .2.
God, that was one of the worst ideas. I still remember. I mean, I was excited, and then I thought about it, and I was like, I don't really want to flip anymore.
Yeah, I hated doing it. I hated doing it before. I would record. Yeah. I would record Nitro on the VCR when Raw came on, and I would watch it afterwards.
See, I was the opposite. I would record WWE, and I would flip back and forth between Nitro and Raw, but I was more Nitro than Raw back then. I always thought it was just more interesting. The mid card was better, better action.
Yeah, it really depended on the year. I switched around a lot, but for the most part, towards the end, it was definitely WWE.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, definitely, you're right. I did start switching back around. Yeah. Must have been right before they started selling, but
yeah,
man. I really liked what WCW was doing, but it was so cool back then to be able to watch both companies. But I don't know what TNA would do if SmackDown did come back to a Thursday.
I think they would try to probably compete with them, but I don't think that's a really bright idea.
No, all this talk how WWE they don't even consider them, TNA competition. They always do things that proves that they might, like this.
Yeah.
I
mean, I don't know. Yeah, definitely.
I don't even know I have no clue what rating SmackDown even gets. So, but I think they do upwards of a 2.
It wouldn't surprise me. Definitely more than TNA, I would assume.
Oh, I would think any WWE show would get more than TNA. That's not a knock on TNA; it's fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not main event, but.
Well, it's a network show. I don't think you can compare that one.
Well, when it used to be on Ion or whatever channel it was on, it probably scored just the same amount as TNA.
Maybe less. I don't even know. I watched one episode, and I know what? I didn't even watch it. I was recording them. And I never even watched a full episode.
Yeah, I've watched one episode, and that was the one that had the Wyatts against the Shield.
Oh, well, that wasn't a bad one, obviously.
Yeah, that was the only one. That was right on the network. I think it was like one of the first episodes on the network. Other than that,
yeah, probably.
I've watched it again.
Yeah, it probably was one of the first ones on there. I wouldn't doubt that one bit.
Yeah. Good marketing formula for the network.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get into NXT. I'm still trying to watch it. I make it through 10, 15 minutes, and then I just...
Yeah. Well, to be honest, NXT is kind of sucky right now. And give it like 2-3 months until, guys like Kenta and Steen and Fergal, or whatever they're going to call him, until they come in, man, I think it's going to be really good. I mean, I've been watching some Kenta matches recently. Last couple of days, this guy is, man, he's something serious.
Fucking Fergal.
Yeah, it's same with him, man. They're all really, really good. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do with them, but if they drop the ball with these guys, man, I'm really gonna be disappointed. Which it wouldn't shock me if they do drop the ball, but man, Kenta can go. I mean, Fergal can go. I can't call this guy Fergal. Are you fucking kidding me? Is that gonna be his name?
I'm laughing every time you say it, so you go ahead and keep doing it, man.
They have to give him a better name, man. They can't call this guy Fergal. It sounds like one of those, like, furry toys from the 90s, What were they? I don't remember what they're called.
Furbies.
Furbies, yeah, there you go. Reminds me of that. That's I don't want to, I don't want a wrestler to remind me of Furbies. It's not a good sign.
I don't blame you. Yeah, definitely. It's one of those things. I don't know, man.
Steen, but he's in great shape right now, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I keep trying to get into it, but it's just it's tough for me. But I'm trying. I'll keep up. I'll keep watching and.
Yeah, well,
I mean, like I said, I loved those 2-hour shows. The first one especially was awesome.
Oh, yeah. Ladder match?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was a great show, and then it just kind of died out.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I haven't watched it for the last... I mean, the last NXT show I watched was one of their 2-hour specials, the second one. And ever since then, I haven't watched anything else. But next couple months, once they start debuting those guys, I mean, that's something to look forward to.
Wow. Yeah, I'll definitely keep trying to do it, but
well,
yeah.
Speaking of NXT, like let's talk about these guys. How do you see them debuting these guys? Do you think like they're gonna bring Kenta in as Kenta? They're gonna let this guy actually be the ass kicking machine that he is? I mean, this guy works stiff, man. This guy kicks. He kicks the shit out of you.
I would think what they're gonna do is they're gonna have him come down with a $9.99 shirt written in Japanese.
$9.99. Please explain why $9.99.
And it's going to say "Now in Japan" on top and $9.99 on the bottom. And that's a debut for Kenta. Fergal is going to have body paint with $9.99 written on it.
Brilliant.
And the WWE Network logo.
Oh my god!
Really cool. All painted up on his chest, and and Kevin Steen's going to have Kill $9.99 Kill on his shirt
with the logo on the back.
with the WWE logo on the bottom. And that's how I see him doing it. I don't know about you. What do you think?
I know you're messing around, man, but I really see them doing that with like the guy like Fergal. Like this guy just come out with like a WWE logo like painted all over him and shit. I can see that.
I can see him doing it to Kenta more than any one of them.
I hope not, man. That guy, he's really good, man.
Nah, but honestly, to be serious here, they've got a few ways they can bring out Kenta. Steen, I mean, the opportunity after opportunity. I mean, they've got so many ways to bring him in.
Yeah, but that's a hard one though, man.
I know he's been trying to take some, shed some pounds. Good for him. He definitely needed to, but I don't know how long they're going to make him stay in the gym before they even debut him.
That's true.
Yeah, but Fergal, there's, like I said, I'm not very familiar with his work, so I probably shouldn't even comment. But Kenta, I don't know, man. I'm really interested to see what moves he's going to have since CM Punk stole almost all of his.
Yeah. Actually, I did not even know this, but I was actually in attendance at one of the shows that Fergal wrestled at, but I just wasn't familiar with his work, so I never knew that because I watched it on YouTube, and it's on YouTube, the show that I was at.
Really?
Yeah, and
that's cool.
It was him and a Japanese guy against like Low Key and Homicide, and it was in Philadelphia at the arena. And yeah, I had no idea that was actually him, but that's pretty. He was good, man. He was good from what I remember.
Guy is fucking ripped, man.
Oh yeah, that guy's good, man. He's good, but I don't know, man. I'm not really a big fan of. I mean, of course, for his health, it's much better, but I'm not really a big fan of Steen shedding too many pounds because that's kind of what set him apart from the other guys because he was still doing the same moves as the other guys as far as the neck breakers and all the crazy stuff that he was doing with Generico. I mean, for his size, man, he can go, and that's what kind of sold him for me was that he was a bigger guy and he was going with these little guys, and they were having great 25-minute matches that just left your jaw wide open. So
yeah, I agree. I don't know how or what they're going to do with them. Since Fergal is so ripped, all they got to do is throw some glitter on his abs and have him do some parkour, man. They got their John Morrison back.
There you go, man. There you go with the silly shades. Yep.
I've got to stop giving them ideas.
Yep. They're gonna steal you. They're gonna steal it and run with it.
If he comes out with glitter on his abs and a pair of jeans and no shirt, I am gonna be so fucking mad at myself.
Yes, you are. I'm probably gonna be mad at you.
And the whole The whole hot tag podcast world can hate me for it.
There you go, man. We could have, yeah. But speaking of John Morrison, man, can you see this guy coming back? Because I certainly thought he would have been back by now. Because they didn't really leave on bad terms, from my understanding. And yeah, the guy can still go, and he looks like a WWE guy. That's what they want.
I don't know if he. I mean, like, I definitely thought he would have been back by now. There's always rumors that he is coming back, and I guess he still does stuff for them on video games and stuff, which means he still has a working relationship with WWE, which is always probably a good thing. I mean, what they say, never burn a bridge if you don't have to. So,
yeah,
I could see him coming back. I think he's still relatively young, if I'm not mistaken. I got no clue how old he is.
He's still pretty good, man. I recently saw him at 2 different shows. When I say recently, I mean in the last year. I shouldn't say so recently, but
close enough.
Yeah, he had a match against Jushin Thunder Liger, believe it or not, which was a great match. I mean, somewhat of a dream match, actually. If your standards are low, I mean, John Morrison, but. It was so cool. I mean, Pro Wrestling Syndicate. Let me give them a quick plug in here because these guys, man, they're great. I mean, they take care of the fans, man. They actually really care about their fans, and that's why I went there because Extreme Rising had shut down, and they were letting Extreme Rising fans come in and get like cheap tickets, like $5 tickets or whatever, because they knew that everybody was losing money. They're never going to get the money back, so. They really looked out for everybody, and it was a great show. On the same show, I saw Rock and Roll Express against the Briscoe brothers. Another random dream match. Which that was really cool to see, man, in person. Like Rock and Roll Express against the Briscoes.
Hell yeah! I was such a big Rock and Roll Express mark when I was a kid, dude.
Yeah, I mean they're a tad bit before my time. I mean I still remember them as a kid, but I wasn't so much into them. I kind of appreciated their work. In my older age, but
yeah, and Ricky Morton just did Ricky Morton was just on, I think Stone Cold's show.
Really, I got to check that out.
I think that's who. Yeah, I think it was. It was, and he didn't talk for 20 minutes. Stone Cold got right into the interview. I was actually very excited.
Really,
but yeah, Ricky Morton was just on there. Did a great interview. He's yeah, I was a huge Rock and Roll Express mark though. Yeah.
Yeah. They were put in the ring, man. They knew how to make it work. They knew how to
definitely. Yeah, they did, man. They and god damn that Ricky Morton, man. And yeah, just amazing that Ricky Morton could sell like nobody.
Yeah, they knew how to make it work, man. He had the formula.
He was telling stories on the show about people literally crying in the audience because they thought he was legit hurt a couple of times. I mean,
he knew how to sell it, man.
Yeah, I mean, hell, Rollins just pulled it off a few weeks ago with that knee, where everyone thought he was legit hurt.
Exactly, man. God damn it, man, another great comparison.
Well, thank you.
The 8th one?
I'm going for a record tonight.
There you go. Nah, but really, man, I mean, selling in wrestling is really an art form. Either you have it or you don't. The guys like Ziggler, Rollins, Ricky Morton. Guys like that, man. Shawn Michaels, guys like that, they can sell their asses off.
Ambrose, I think some of the facial expressions he makes are so unique that makes him who he is. I mean, he just has these weird. You know who he reminds me of?
Who's that?
Did you ever see the movie Great Balls of Fire with Dennis Quaid playing Jerry Lee Lewis?
It sounds really familiar, but I'm not.
You got to pull up a clip of that movie because any clip of him sort of, for some reason, reminds me of Dean Ambrose. Jerry Lee Lewis was just a crazy, wild kid, and for some reason, I don't know why, it just reminds me of Jerry Lee Lewis or Dennis Quaid playing Jerry Lee Lewis.
I am gonna look at this.
Might be the facial expressions he makes, but yeah, it's just he's again just so unique. It's kind of weird that WWE doesn't get behind these unique guys, but they damn sure should.
Yeah, I can kind of see the resemblance. Of course, this guy's a bit before my time, but I can see.
Yeah, but I definitely think it's the facial expressions he makes when Dennis Quaid plays the part. you know.
But
yeah, I don't know why that was really off topic, but who cares?
Bret Hart is another one. He was a great seller.
I am not a Bret Hart fan.
Oh man, how was that?
I know. I get a lot of shit. I'm not a Lex Luger fan either.
I'm not either, though.
Oh, okay. I never liked Bret Hart. I really thought his promos were boring, somber crap. I know that's who he is. I never liked him, and I honestly thought his in-ring work was just,
See, I think he was great in the ring. I think he was great, man. I mean, his promos were boring as hell, yeah, but right around 97, those boring promos, he did some of the greatest ones during the Attitude Era. The ones against the U.S. As far as he was doing the Pro Canada and all that. Yeah, that was great stuff, man. I mean,
I remember all those.
It's probably that's how he felt. It was natural. It was organic.
Yeah, I'm also one of the guys who thought Jim the Anvil Neidhart was probably the best in the Hart Foundation. So you might not.
Well, I'm actually a big fan of Anvil. I think he's really underrated.
I've always liked Neidhart. And whatever he is, but I thought he was always pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely probably say he was one of the worst ones in the faction. Because keep in mind, they had Brian Pillman, they had Bret Hart, they had Davey Boy Smith, Owen Hart, and then him.
Yeah, Pillman was. There's nothing you can say bad about Pillman. If you're going to say anything bad about Pillman, I'll probably punch you in the mouth.
Yeah.
But
anything, I would probably say, yeah, Pillman, Hart, and British Bulldog. They're. I would say a tie for me. I can't really say which one's better.
I just always liked big, badass guys, and that might be why I like Neidhart so much. He was just a big, burly, barrel-chested, badass dude in my eyes. Then again, I was a kid, so it might have also really.
Plus the beard.
Yeah, there you go.
Beard probably.
The beard.
It was unique.
Yeah, but I liked him. But yeah, you're definitely. I forgot about Pillman. Pillman was amazing at anything he did.
Oh yeah, man. Pillman was. He didn't know it, but he was made for wrestling.
Yeah, definitely.
That guy, man. If God rest his soul, man. If that guy was still around today, I guarantee you he would be in the Hall of Fame already. And is he in the Hall of Fame?
Great question. I don't think he is.
And that's another one of those guys they need to put in.
Hold on here. Put down my electronic cigarette.
Forgot about that.
Brian Pillman. I don't think he is in the Hall of Fame.
Man, he should really be in there. Him. Damn. I thought he was in already. But
no. He's part of the WWE Hall of Fame biggest omissions on Bleacher Report. He is not.
Man, he needs to be in there. Rick Rude is another guy that needs to be in there.
I want to take a look at this. When was this written? The 20 greatest omissions of the WWE Hall of Fame. This was 2012. We don't need to go over this. I would like to see who's on it, though.
Yeah, see who's on it and who hasn't been put in since 2012.
Yeah, I guess we could go over this. So what? This is 2012. Who cares?
It's not, I mean, we could subtract the ones that have been put in the Hall of Fame already.
Yeah, it's got some... First, it starts with just a couple of... I'm not going to go through these. These are just a couple of...
honorable mentions.
Yeah, hold on. I think this is... Alright, so where's the... Come on, pull it up.
After this, let's go ahead and give our predictions or who maybe we would like to see in the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah, they don't even have 20. All they have is a few people. They've got stars yet to retire. This isn't a real list. This is bullshit.
Yeah. Let's give our...
I'm trying to go through the whole list, and wait a minute. Let's do this. Here we go. Now I got it. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm waiting for the page to load. Number 20, who we were just talking about, the Rock and Roll Express.
Damn, they're not in there either, man.
No. I've got to agree. Even Stone Cold says these boys should be in there.
Yeah.
Diamond Dallas Page? I could go with that. I mean, yeah, DDP should probably be in there.
He's always been somewhat on bad terms with the WWE, though. He's left a sour mouth and he's left a sour taste in the mouth.
Meanwhile, they let him come back and pitch his DDP yoga whenever he wants. So I don't think WWE really. I think WWE leaks that bad blood. I don't think they had bad blood with anybody, to be honest with you. They let everyone back.
That is true. I don't know. I mean, he's going to definitely be in there someday. But he's one of those guys that they can leave off for a couple more years. I wouldn't really mind it.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
Number 18, Psycho Sid. I'm not going to agree.
That's a hard one. Personally, I would put him in.
Yeah, now I'm actually thinking about what I just said. I might have spoke too soon. Maybe he should.
I like Sid. I've always been one of those guys that's really like Sid, but I can also understand why a lot of people don't like him because he's not particularly good in the ring, and his promos are just terrible. But it's funny. I mean, I thought he was hilarious, and when I was a kid, he sure as hell terrified. Because he looks like a psycho. He looks like a psycho. I like him. I'd put him in.
Yeah. He's probably one you could make a lot of arguments against and for at the same time, now that I really think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the next one is number 17, Brian Pillman.
Absolutely. Definitely.
I never, for some reason, it just never clicked on my mind that he's not in and definitely should be.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people probably feel the same way, because I actually never thought about it until I just said it.
Yeah.
Those guys that we tend to forget about.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. And, it sucks that you forget about him because he really was. I mean, god damn, some of that stuff he did as Loose Cannon, Brian Pillman, was just amazing and unforgettable.
Did you ever see him in ECW?
Uh-huh.
Man, that was some of the best work that he's ever done. With Shane Douglas, those promos, my god. The emotion. If anybody has a WWE Network for $9.99, it might be on there. Go check it out. Highly recommend that one. Really good stuff.
How could you not recommend it for only $9.99?
Yeah, definitely. $9.99 it is.
$9.99.
Absolutely. $9.99. Not $9.98. $9.99.
That's right.
Get a penny back.
That's right. Let's see, who's number 16? Medusa.
No.
Ooh, oh, come on. Just for those heavy hangers?
Why not? I guess. I mean, they've put everybody else in one. I don't know.
Let's be honest. Medusa probably should have gone in before Sunny.
Well, she threw the champ. She threw the title in the trash can. I mean, they're probably still got some heat.
Get over it. Get over it.
Yeah.
What is this, middle school?
I don't see that happening. I don't think.
I could see. You know what? If Warrior taught me anything last year, it was that there's no one that that could not come back to the WWE.
Yeah.
I totally think she could come back and not have a problem.
Yeah, but I just think she's one of those names that they've already kind of forgot about.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing her. She still wants to get back in the ring.
Really?
She's still in great shape. 2 years ago, I saw her at a monster truck event.
Okay.
She's still looking pretty good. I mean, her face looks a little beaten and rough, but she's definitely older. But she's still in great shape, man. I mean, she drives. A lot of those monster truck drivers are in good shape because that's not easy to do. But she still looks pretty good. I wouldn't mind seeing her back in the ring.
How old do you think she is? You had to guesstimate.
If I had a guess, 46.
Yeah, I'd say right around there, 47, 48 maybe.
Now you got me looking. I like to be right. We give facts on this motherfucking show.
There you go, man. They're learning something new every day. Let's see.
Here we go. Deborah Michelli.
Medusa.
Let's see. When was this little fox born?
Why was she named Medusa? They never incorporated the actual Medusa character into her gimmick. They could have done something with that.
I don't know, but she damn sure kept the name. I mean, she still has it now, driving a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's fun to go to. She's 50. I lied.
Damn.
God damn.
We were all wrong.
Still not looking bad though. But I wouldn't mind seeing her back in the ring. But
yeah, I don't see that happening, dude. If she's 50.
Yeah, I don't see it happening either. But
50 not old, but just for in ring, I can't see that. Maybe as a trainer or something like that. But
yeah, maybe.
Plus, maybe. I don't think there's really a demand for it. I mean, if she comes back, it would have to be on a bigger platform, a bigger stage. It's not going to be on Raw. And I don't really see like the demand for it. Like, who's excited to see Medusa at Royal Rumble, return to Royal Rumble, or I don't know, SummerSlam.
If she's in a bikini, I'm down. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not lying. If she's in a bikini, I'm down to see this shit.
And she did have some big jugs though.
Oh, huge.
During the time she used to come out with Savage, man.
Yeah.
They were basically just flabbing out there.
Oh yeah, I liked her. But I don't know. I honestly didn't care much for her when she went over to WCW. I thought they really used her like shit.
Oh yeah, they tend to do that, man. I mean, we saw that with Conan, Chris Jericho, Benoit, Arrow.
Yeah.
You name it, they didn't utilize them well.
And then there was some guys they did, because I would tell you right now, Big Show was pushed 99 times better in WCW than what he was as soon as he got to WWE.
I concur, absolutely, man. I mean, that's one of the guys that, yeah, you're right.
At least WCW knew how to book a monster heel.
That is true.
They give them some credit. They knew how to do that well.
I cannot disagree.
Nope. And let's see who is next. The Honky Tonk Man.
He's still not in? I could swore he was in.
From what he says, he's turned him down a couple of times.
I don't know why.
I don't know if I believe that either. Honky Tonk.
I mean, he was just on Raw, old school Raw, about 4 or 5 months ago.
Was he?
Yeah.
I thought. Wasn't that last year?
Was it? I don't know. Maybe it was.
I'm not going to look it up.
That's still recent enough.
I'm not going to look it up. You're right. There you go. All right, I'm going to say this next name and take a 2-second break to go get another beer.
Sure.
So go ahead and talk about Bam Bam Bigelow. I'll be right back.
Bam Bam Bigelow, definitely in my top 10, believe it or not. I think the guy is amazing. His ECW run was definitely his best. And Hall of Fame, definitely, man. I would not argue that. I think he should definitely be in there. I think he was one of the guys that could have possibly been a WWE champion, WCW champion. I mean, the guy was that good. He was a big guy, but he moved around like fucking, I don't want to say Shawn Michaels, but he moved around pretty good for a big guy. And, yeah, I can't argue that, man. Hall of Fame, I'd love to see him in there. I mean, when you compare him to guys like King Kong Bundy and One Man Gang, excuse me, and don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of One Man Gang and King Kong Bundy, but when you compare them to Bam Bam Bigelow, I mean, Bigelow was on a different level. The guy he was great. He wasn't good, he was great. And, yeah, he should be in there.
I totally agree. I can't say it any better, so I just won't.
Yeah. Actually, that's one of those guys that I definitely want to see in there. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would not mind seeing him in there either. And no, just like you said, the guy for his size and his weight was definitely amazing and agile. I mean,
definitely.
Jesus Christ! I mean, doing friggin' moonsaults off the top rope and just man, rest in peace, Bam Bam.
Yes, sir. Keep in mind, he was doing this in like '94 against Bret Hart. He was doing this stuff.
Yeah, and I think they said he was doing it at like his heaviest ever.
Yeah, the guy was phenomenal.
to be, to weigh that much and still be able to do what he did, I'm all for it.
Absolutely, he was.
I'm a little shocked he's not in, to be honest.
Yeah, I think, man, I would love to see like a best of Bam Bam Bigelow like 3-disc DVD. I'd buy that.
I actually would too. I would definitely buy that.
Yeah.
I wonder if you know what I would actually do? I would pay $9.99 to go on the network and watch that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
How do they do this? This literally does not cost them much money at all. Like, at all. No interviews, nothing. Just a 3-hour block of Bam Bam Bigelow matches. Why can't they just do that? 3-hour block. Anybody's.
You're right. And then, you can have, after the match, have, somebody, any superstar, I wouldn't even care if it was John Cena, come in and talk about the match. Just talk about it. I don't care if they saw the match when they were a kid. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Again, no money, unless your superstar charges for money, but you'd figure that was part of what they do.
Exactly. Yeah, I really know, man. I don't know why they don't do this. Hopefully they are doing it now. They're working on this stuff. But then again, if they were working on this, I don't think this would take that much time. They would be debuting little, segment blocks full of, a superstars matches. But I don't know. I hope they do it. I mean, it's simple enough. It's not really, rocket science.
You wouldn't think, but we came up. If anyone listened Tuesday, we came up with like 10 different ideas on how they could get the network working better, and most of it was like no cost or very low cost.
Exactly.
Yeah, it really is just mind-boggling that they don't do some of the stuff that they. I don't know. I just don't get it.
I don't get it either, man.
Maybe I'm not supposed to get it.
Probably not. Maybe.
Probably not.
Yeah, maybe there's a reason for it.
Yep. Obviously. So, where are we at? 13, Stan Hansen.
Oh, my God. Definitely.
Yeah, I can't even see why he's not in.
Yeah, I can't believe none of these people are in.
And we're looking from 2 years ago, and none of these have even been added yet.
Yeah. They've had some really good ones last year, so I can understand why not last year, but I don't recall what was the one before. It's not worth searching it, but let's just go on with the list. But, yeah, Stan Hansen, all the ones that we've named so far, definitely good ones that deserve to be in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Stan Hansen, definitely. And then we've got Demolition.
Definitely. I would put him in.
Whatever. I was not a Demolition fan.
I really wasn't either. I was a Road Warriors fan, but they were a big part of 88, 89, 90. They had a good run with the titles for like a year.
Yeah. They did. I was like you. I was always huge. I was much more of a Road Warrior mark than I was a Demolition mark.
Best tag team of all time,
in my opinion. I watched that DVD of theirs, and I get chills watching that, just on how friggin' how good those guys were.
Definitely, man. They just had that it factor.
They did. They were bigger than life when they walked out to the ring, and that's what they, that was the, just how they showed it.
Yep. They had that aura.
Yep. Now, number 11 is one that is in Jake the Snake.
Yep.
Absolutely. I was very pleased to see Jake the Snake go in last year. Another guy that I would have working with every kid I could to be working on how to do a promo and how to sell with psychology in the ring.
Definitely. Have him work with Ambrose, guys like Ambrose and Bray Wyatt. He's going to take them straight to the top.
Oh, yeah, especially those two. Two perfect examples of who I would have him work. Perfect examples of who I'd have him work with right there.
Yeah, I can see Jake the Snake's influence in them already. If he works with those guys, man, they got something special.
Wow, yeah, that's perfect.
But speaking of Demolition, before we go off to the next one, keep in mind, I don't know if it was Axe or Smash, but the same guy played Repo Man. He played the Russian guy. The guy was around for 15, 20 years.
Yeah, that was Smash, I think, Bill Eadie.
I mean, they're not going to put him in as the Repo Man, but I mean, those guys were around long enough, and they had a nice long run with the titles. They were a big part of the whole, rock and wrestling era. I don't know. They probably sold a lot of merchandise. I saw them on a lot of lunch boxes and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, and speaking of the rock and wrestling era, I want to see if one name is on here, and if they're not, we'll go back to that. So let's go back to the list real quick, and then we'll head back to that. I agree with this 100%. The Fabulous Freebirds.
Oh, absolutely, man. I think they're going to be in there sooner than later, I should say.
Yeah, let me put it this way: the Valiant Brothers are in the Hall of Fame, and the Freebirds aren't.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, come on, we all love the Valiants, but Michael, come on, those guys really did a lot for wrestling. I mean, we might not have had music if it wasn't for those guys, for entrance themes.
Yep. They start. Plus, anybody you look at that has that flamboyant kind of style, like look at let's say Dolph Ziggler, Shawn Michaels, all those guys. I guarantee you, man, they were big fans of Michael Hayes. They had to be.
Oh yeah, and you got to give it to those. I mean, those were three fat guys who weren't good looking, who somehow became sex symbols in the wrestling business.
Exactly. Crazy. That's as good as Triple H getting the fans to chant $9.99, which you can go ahead and purchase the WWE Network for $9.99 right now and watch the Freebirds.
Oh, that's awesome.
$9.99. That's all. The Freebirds, man. It's fabulous stuff.
Watch every Freebirds match for $9.99.
There you go. I don't know about every single one, but
all the ones you probably want to see.
Yeah. Probably all the ones from, I guess, like 90 to 93 WCW.
They should have that. They should, and they've got the AWA. Freebirds were in AWA, weren't they?
Yeah, but they haven't put up any of the stuff yet.
No, they will. So yeah,
I'm looking forward to the AWA stuff, man, because I haven't watched too much of AWA. I mean, I've watched enough tapes that my father showed me that he introduced me to, but I mean, it was before my era. But I'd definitely love to see it on the network for $9.99.
They're going to put up the end first. The worst days of AWA.
Oh. Plus, they're going to put all the episodes in random order, so it's going to not make sense. Why do they?
Yeah, I don't know. And you know what else they do that pisses me off?
What's that?
If you're watching and the video cuts out,
yeah,
it won't go back to where you ended.
Yeah, I don't really have that happen too much. I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on your internet, but I don't really.
I guess it does, but every now and then mine will literally just stop. It hasn't done it in a while, but when I first got it, it was doing it, and I would be like, now I gotta fast forward this whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I had the same problem in the beginning, but
yeah. So
much.
Yeah, but definitely. Number 9. Damn, Ron Simmons.
Yeah, definitely put him in.
Yeah, I see no reason not to. I mean, he was the one of two men to become the WCW World Heavyweight Champion. One of two black men.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, man, half of these guys, I personally, if this was the first Hall of Fame year, I would not put these guys in probably ever. Half of these guys, but you got to keep in mind that Donald Trump is in. I mean, fucking Coco Beware is in. All these guys are in. I mean,
Drew Carey.
Oh god. Drew Carey and Pete Rose. I mean, Pete Rose is a baseball player, man. He got tombstone 3 times. I get it, but Hall of Fame. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of the whole celebrity thing. But again, Donald Trump, I can kind of understand because he, 2 WrestleManias were hosted on his casino property, so that makes sense. Plus, he had the WrestleMania match. Plus, he is, from my understanding, an actual wrestling fan. So, I mean, I can understand that.
Yeah, I get a little worried when rich guys are wrestling fans. If you remember John DuPont.
Yeah, but that gives me hope.
Yeah, John DuPont's one of the reasons. John DuPont is the reason Dr. D. David Schultz is gone. So,
Well,
But anyway, anyway, I don't know why I mentioned that. Number 8, the British Bulldogs.
Oh, definitely, man.
There is no reason you could give me why they shouldn't be. I totally agree. I know. Go ahead and say it. Dynamite's an asshole. Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, but this isn't a fucking. We're not rating their personality, man. This is.
Yeah, it's not a fucking popularity contest.
Exactly. This is an in-ring performance, man. I don't care. I'm not hanging out with the guy. He's not a part of my family. I don't have any immediate, relationship with him. He was a wrestler. Was he good in the ring? He's Hall of Fame worthy? Yes. Other than that, I don't care for his personality. I don't know the guy.
Yeah, exactly. I read what I read, and yeah, the guy seems like he's not the nicest guy in the world, but
yeah. Plus, look at him now, man. Give me a fucking break. The guy's in a wheelchair. He's pretty much paralyzed. He's like a vegetable now. He's paying for it. I mean, come on.
Yeah, definitely.
He's not in the greatest shape, man. I mean, I don't know. I think he would probably even turn it down. I don't think he would accept it.
He might not. And I mean, and then you got, the other one, Davey. Yeah. Absolutely. They could go in together. And you know what? Even if you just put Davey Boy in, I'd be happy with that.
I was going to say the same thing, man, because Davey Boy, he had longevity in his career. I mean, Dynamite, half of his career was in Japan and Canada. Most of his career, I'd say, really. I mean, a small portion of his career was in WWE. He was around in the 84 and maybe up to 88, 89. I mean, he wasn't around in the 90s.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely. I mean, you could just put him in, and I think that would satisfy me enough.
Speaking of Davey Boy, man, his son is pretty decent. I mean, why doesn't TNA or WWE pick him up again? He's pretty decent.
I thought he was decent. I think he got kind of a bad deal in WWE. I don't know. I mean, they really seem like they don't care for a lot of the second-generation guys, or third-generation guys for that matter. But they just don't. I mean, your legacy means nothing to them. They don't push it very much. I mean, They never mention. I mean, they don't. I don't know.
They don't even need to, though. They just even if they just bring the guy in and not even mention that he's British Bulldog's son. I mean, the guy is decent enough to be on the roster.
I thought so. I mean, they had him in. They really didn't have him doing anything, and then one day he's out there in a lumberjack match in a cowboy hat. The next week he's fired.
Yeah, and he's in Japan having some great matches.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear, man. And I hear he's doing a little bit of MMA training too.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was that picture of him and Benoit's son.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second, man. Do you think? I mean, I don't want to crush the guy's dreams, but he has a big bad black mark on his name. I mean, I don't know if. I mean, I know WWE for sure is probably never going to pick this guy up.
Yeah, that's an uphill battle I would not want to fight.
Yeah. Plus, it's unfortunate because you can't blame the guy. I mean, it has nothing to do with him, but in this PC society, like we were talking about, it's not going to happen. And in this case, I can understand more of why, because they just don't want to bring that story up, which is understandable. I mean, the guy, fuck all that. But anyway, we're not going to get into that. But it's not even worth a second of our breath. But I don't know. I think the guy's going to end up on the indies, and I don't know. Hopefully not. Hopefully it works out for him, but I don't know.
I got a feeling he's not going to be doing much in the wrestling business, especially after what happened with Chris Jericho and something with everybody called and got his match canceled because he wasn't trained long enough and all this stuff. And I really think that, like I said, that's an uphill battle I'd never want to fight. I mean, he has the biggest, like you said, a black mark on his name. Who would want to touch him? I could not see TNA, as stupid as TNA can get, I don't see them touching him.
Yeah, the only place that he can probably find employment at is Japan. I can see Japan, that's about it.
Yeah, Japan or maybe Mexico.
Maybe even Canada. But I don't think the Canada wrestling scene is really going to be able to pay the bills right now because it's pretty much like the indie scene in America.
Really?
You know, I mean, you know, you got to keep in mind Stampede Wrestling isn't around. You know, it's not like you know. So. I guess we should go on to the next one on the list. I think it was number 11 or 12.
Actually, we're already up to 7.
Jesus Christ! All right, number 7.
Take another swig for the working man.
For the work.
Rick Rude.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know what?
Definitely.
Most definitely. Plain and simple. Next, Bob Backlund.
Yeah.
Bob's in, isn't he? Didn't he get in?
I think so. I mean, I don't really care for the guy, but I definitely understand why he should be in there.
I'm pretty sure Backlund went in 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might have actually been right after this list was done.
He definitely went in because he had that weird speech.
Yeah, you're right. There you go. Yeah, I think he went in the year this list was done.
Yeah, speaking of Backlund, the guy that's not a gimmick. The guy is actually that crazy. That's him.
Yeah, that guy is certainly batshit crazy.
I met him at a convention, and I shouldn't say I met him because I didn't formally speak to him. I just kind of saw him, and the guy was pretty much running around in laps, just acting crazy as hell. That's like a 70-year-old man. The guy's fucking nuts.
That's interesting.
It's interesting to see it in person. The guy is crazy. I mean, I thought he was just playing the gimmick, and I was like, wow, this guy's really invested in his gimmick, and he's really taking it serious, like 50 years later. But no, apparently that guy's just he's nuts. That's all there is to it.
They should bring him back with Mel Gibson as his manager.
Oh my god!
All right. On that note, number 5, Lou Thez.
Yeah, isn't he in?
I don't think so.
Dude, he has to be. Are you kidding me? I thought he was in. I thought he was like one of the first ones they put in.
I don't think so. I mean, this was 2012, and I don't remember him going in 13, and I don't remember last year, and I haven't heard it for this year, but no, I guess not.
It's like, that's almost like not putting Bruno in, you know?
Yeah, that was a big get for them right there, man.
Yeah, it's surprising.
Yeah, and number 4, I kind of agree with, but I do understand why they don't right now, is Owen Hart.
Yeah, but again, that whole thing is it's a messy situation, man. It's not because he doesn't deserve it to go in. It's because his wife, she still has a dispute with the WWE, and you know, it's, like I said, it's a messy situation. That's more of a personal thing. It's not. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more there to just, yes, we want him in. Yes, he should go in. Let's do it. There's definitely a lot more to that story that I think everybody knows. We don't have to get into it, I don't think.
I can see them putting the whole Hart family in and kind of putting him in that way without getting her formal like approval, because you know they can kind of get away with that. But I don't know. I don't know. I guess it really depends on her.
I could definitely see that. That's actually a good idea. I could definitely see him lumping them all together as to not hurt anyone's feelings and kind of loopholing. Definitely a good idea.
Is Stu Hart in or no?
I don't think any of the Harts are in.
Not even Brett? Brett's in, isn't
he? Is he? Yes, yeah, because didn't he have that match during the
Yeah, Brett's in.
That was his Brett's in. So he's the only one.
Yeah,
I mean the whole Hart family was out there for that match, so there's obviously some apologies were made.
Yeah, they can put them in as a family. Put Stu in. Put what's her name, Martha? I guess they can put her in. Well, why not? Put the whole family.
I think Martha's the one causing problems. So.
Oh well, whatever the mom is, man. I mean, since
I could see that happening.
I personally wouldn't put the mom in since she's not a wrestler, but you know they will.
They'll just lump the whole family together and probably show a quick picture of her, and they would probably put up a quick pic of Owen just so you don't get too depressed for too long, and then but definitely. I mean, Owen's definitely more than just a simple yes or no. I definitely think so. That'll take us to number 3, who did go in this year also, Bruno Sammartino.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
This year was surprising, man. Ultimate Warrior and Bruno. I mean, and Scott Hall. I mean, that's big, man. And Jake the Snake. Holy shit, man.
This was definitely a big year. I was really glad this was the year that you could watch the speeches live.
Yeah. Was Bruno this year? He was this year, wasn't he?
Yeah. Bruno, Mr. T.
Yeah, man. This was a big year.
This was a huge year, and yeah, definitely.
Actually, every single one was controversial. Even Mr. T, every single one of them.
Yeah.
Jake the Snake, Scott Hall, both with drug abuse, and Ultimate Warrior, definitely on their bad side. Bruno didn't really want to be put in. I mean,
DDP, man. DDP proving that DDP yoga works, bro.
There you go, man. DDP, man. Salute that guy for getting those guys in, I guess.
I do. You got to give the guy some credit.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, you got to give the guy credit for just getting in the wrestling business in his mid-30s. That takes balls.
The guy's keeping himself relevant. He's making a good living off of doing what he does, so let him do it.
Smart businessman.
Yeah. I mean, he's got himself everywhere, and he's got every single podcast promotes DDP yoga.
Exactly, man. He had a. I mean, what he's doing is not really anything special, man. I mean, he had a basic formula that probably a lot of people could have came up with the same formula if they just did a little bit of research, and he just had the right platform for it. He had a lot of friends that he knew that could probably promote it for him. Twitter, stuff like that. It took off. He knew wrestlers did it. He looked at his peers. Everybody's in bad shape. Help a couple of them out. It's good for them. Also, it's the same. At the same time, it's a great promotional tool for you. You know what I mean? Look at a before and after picture of Jake the Snake, of Scott Hall.
Yes. And he's the right guy. The guy's a charisma. I mean, he's basically a charismatic salesman.
Exactly.
So yeah, more power to him. If he's got the money and the time and can do it, let him do it.
Absolutely, man.
Good man. Number 2. I don't know about this one. Vince McMahon.
I mean, he's definitely going to go in one day, but when
I don't see him going in until he's dead.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, he's not going to go in while he's alive.
No, I don't think. I don't think he should.
No, I don't see that. That wouldn't make sense. I mean, it's kind of weird to say we should wait for this guy to die to put him in, but for some weird reason, I think that's the way you would want it to be. I think it would make him feel really old if they put him in there, and it would just kind of make him feel like shit and feel like this is the end of his run and end of his life, pretty much, because wrestling is his life.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't see him going in until he passes away, and maybe a couple years afterwards.
Yeah, me neither. I definitely agree. But number 1, I do agree with, and I think everybody will. Macho Man and with Miss Elizabeth. They want them both to go in.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead on a limb and say I think this is gonna be the year where they put Randy Savage in.
Do you?
I believe so. I don't know why. I just have that gut feeling. I think they're gonna make it happen this year.
I would hope so.
Yeah, it's about time, man.
I would hope so. One person that wasn't on this list that I'm still confused.
I know you're going to say.
Cyndi Lauper.
No, I didn't know you were going to say.
Why? Like I said, we were talking about rock and wrestling, and JR does not like this woman for some reason. And I would love to sit him down and ask him why.
Maybe you can get President Clinton to do a nice JR. Ask him why.
Maybe we'll get him in here one night to do that. That would be fun. But yeah, I don't know, because she had as much to do with the rock and wrestling as anybody, especially, I mean, she was right there with Mr. T and Hulk Hogan during the same time. So I don't know. I'd throw her as number 21. That should be in the Hall of Fame.
You know what's another surprising one that they didn't mention, but he's in already, but it just surprised me that this is in 2012 and he wasn't mentioned, is Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, I was noticing he wasn't on this list either. I guess at this time people just thought there was no way it was going to happen.
Yeah, and they made it happen. So,
damn did they, and I'm glad as shit they did.
I mean, say whatever you want about Triple H, man, but I mean, all these positive things are happening under his regime.
good at working with people because, I mean, Bruno, Warrior, Hall. Yeah, I mean, just take Bruno and Warrior, two guys that basically said never.
Yep.
Never.
Yep. And they spoke H. They spoke highly of them.
Yeah, and next thing you know, they're both in, and yeah, I mean, you got to give Triple H something somewhere, and he's definitely done some good with getting some people in there.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that's all for that list.
It is all for that list, man. We're right around the 4-hour mark. Let's make it to the 4-hour mark. But let's talk about every week I talk about a random match, and any random matches that you would recommend off the top of your head? Any kind of like almost like a dream match that you wouldn't really expect that they can check out on the WWE Network for $9.99.
Quick correction: Stan Hansen is in the Hall of Fame.
He is. That's good.
Yes, Mr. Ultimate Beef has corrected us. Even showed us a picture to tell us we're fucking idiots.
Thanks, dude. Oh man. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm still surprised they put him before, like, I don't know, like Rock and Roll Express and Randy Savage, and I don't know. But then again, fucking, Doink the Clown will probably get in before, Rock and Roll Express and all these other guys.
Well, Rock and Roll Express is too southern.
Yeah?
I don't know. I have no clue what their I'm sure there's some sort of heat between them and...
Probably because, Nash doesn't like them, and he's like buddies with Triple H. I'm not serious, by the way, so, don't actually take me serious.
You could be. Who knows?
I mean,
you could be right.
Me.
So, yeah. So, Stan Hansen is in. We have corrected ourselves. And let me see here. Go ahead with the match. I'm sorry. You asked me. I've watched so many matches. I really can't pin any down.
All right, let me.
Yeah, I'm not good at recalling that stuff.
Yeah, we'll get back to this one. I'll think of a match to give you guys for this week.
You give me a poker hand from 5 years ago, I'm going to remember it. You give me a match from 2 years ago, I have no clue what you're talking about. It's just the way my brain works.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But what I do hear, what I'm reading right now, is that Paul Heyman DVD is selling amazing. One of the top selling sports Blu-rays on Amazon right now.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad.
Me too. I definitely need to. I'm going to go pick that up tomorrow. Actually,
dude, I've been trying to pick it up for the last week, and for some reason, all the Best Buys around me, they always carry the wrestling DVDs, and they just—it's not even that they sold out; they just didn't carry it. So I'm probably going to have to order it online, but maybe
you have like a FYE or something near you.
No FYEs. We have mostly Best Buys around here. Best Buy, Targets, and things of that nature. But maybe
no Kmart
here. Kmart, no. We have Walmart. Yeah, I should check out Walmart. They probably have it.
Walmart might have it. I think they usually do. Best Buy doesn't carry it.
Yeah,
right, I'll run out and grab it.
Well, it's not all Best Buys. It's just the ones around me that didn't carry it. Because the guy told me that the closest Best Buy is like an hour and a half away that carried it. And I'm not driving an hour and a half there just to get a DVD.
Oh, dude, go online and see if they have it shipped to store.
Yeah. I was just gonna have it shipped to my house. It's free on Best Buy anyway. They have
yeah, just get it shipped. But I'm reading the synopsis right now, and I've read it before. I'm just kind of looking at it again. But yeah, My Name is Paul Heyman. I definitely want to see that. Again, how many guys can just cut promos like this guy night after night, and you can never get sick of him?
Yeah, I mean he's got that it factor, man, when it comes to promos, and just he's one of those wrestling geniuses that are really rare, that you're rarely going to find, but he's one of those guys, one of the best.
I mean, I wouldn't let him balance my checkbook, but I'd certainly let him say everything you want to say for me. I would let him come with me to buy a car. Yeah,
that guy, I wouldn't trust him, but good talk.
Definitely.
I need this DVD though. I gotta check this out.
Yeah, I'm reading it. It definitely sounds like something I would want to watch. And I think I might get this tomorrow. Put it in tomorrow night, and we can maybe we can review it.
Yes, sir. We'll be back on Tuesday.
I'll wait till you get it till we review it, though.
Yeah, we'll probably wait till not next Tuesday, the following week. I'll have it there.
Yeah, I'll wait a week. I don't mind. Doesn't bother me none.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're right around the 4 hour mark. You got a 4 hour podcast for $000. But you can purchase the WWE Network for $9.99 and watch all the great wrestling. So we can talk about it on here.
Dude, I'm gonna get us some T-shirts and we're gonna charge $9.99.
$9.99.
I can get us. I can get us T-shirts. I'm in the packaging business has to deal with promo stuff too. So
yeah, I was actually going to talk about all that stuff. We'll talk off air about all that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that off air. Let's. You said you wanted to do some predictions.
Yeah, let's do some predictions, man.
Let me. Do you have it pulled up, or you want me to? Hold on here.
No, I can pull it up if you want me to.
I got it. Give me 2 seconds here.
All right.
I'm typing it. While I'm typing it, I'm here while it's loading. Takes a second. Wow, Drew McIntyre won the Evolve Championship against Chris Hero.
Really?
That's what I'm reading.
Oh man, Evolve. Have you ever watched any of their shows?
Never.
Oh man, I highly recommend Evolve.
Really?
Yes.
Aren't they are they a Dragon Gate company?
Yeah, they're kind of the same company, but I'm not really big on Dragon Gate. Like I like Japanese wrestling, but I can't watch a whole Japanese promotion pretty much, even though they're not so much Japanese anymore. But
okay.
Evolve, they had some weird matchups that I liked. Like I don't know, Sami Callihan and like Fit Finlay, and I don't know. They had a bunch of great matches up there though. Guys like Nick Cage, I think he was up there. Who else was up there? AR Fox, and El Generico, and guys like that.
Nice.
Yeah, they had that.
I do need to check out more indie stuff because I just kind of got out of it for a little while. I mean, time is one of my issues. I don't have a lot of time anymore, but
yeah,
I could probably not watch so many cop shows and probably watch a little more indie wrestling.
Yeah, man, indie wrestling. I hate to sound like an indie mark, but indie wrestling is probably one of the only last living true wrestling art forms. I mean, they're what true professional wrestling still is. They go out there and they put on a good show, and it's not so much of the political bullshit and advertisements and plugging this and that, and it's just wrestling.
Yeah. Well, and you can be a indie mark. You're in the area where there's a shitload of indie shows, so it's kind of understandable.
Yeah, I don't know. I like going to the actual shows. I don't go.
Lucky.
Yeah, I don't really go as much as I used to. I'm gonna go to the ROH show next month, but yeah, that's about it for this year. Unless I hear some other show. I think PWS is putting on some other shows. Kurt Hawkins is coming in. Homicide was booked. He was booked against Brodus Clay. I don't know. I like weird matchups like that. Like, when did you think you were going to see Homicide and Brodus Clay? It's just a random matchup. I don't know. I'm a big fan of random matchups, even though it may be a bad match. I just like seeing
that could be a good match. I like both those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just like matches that I never really predicted I would see. So those type of matches kind of gain my interest and keep me motivated to go back to the indie shows.
Wow. Yeah, that Homicide Brodus, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, and Kurt Hawkins and Kevin Matthews. I don't know if you remember Kevin Matthews from WWE.
No, who was he?
I don't know. He was. I don't think he was ever on the main roster, but I know he had a deal with them, and he was on TNA back in the day with like Johnny Curtis. He was a tag team with Johnny Curtis in TNA in like 04.
I didn't really start watching TNA until like the 05, 06-ish, right there.
Yeah,
so I must have missed it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it back then either. I just know it because he mentioned it on his Facebook, so I wouldn't know personally. I never really watched TNA too much. I've kind of just I kind of know their history, but I wasn't really there because I stopped watching wrestling for a couple years, about 7 years. So TNA in their prime, I kind of missed it. But yeah, I just started watching wrestling again in like 2011 maybe.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I took some time, and I didn't watch much when I was in high school at all. So
Yeah,
I graduated in '94. So
yeah, I watched it in high school. Yeah, college years, I completely dropped it. Just didn't watch wrestling at all for about maybe like 6-7 years.
Wow.
Yeah, not at all. Not that I recall. Maybe I watched some of my old stuff that I had, but I never like kept up with Raw or watched any of the pay-per-views or anything. And then out of nowhere, I just wanted to watch wrestling again, and then I got right back into it.
Awesome, man. Hey, it eventually it always brings you back in. Like I said, I would watch, stop, but something always brought me back in.
Yeah, it's like an addiction, man. Once you're a wrestling fan, I'm probably going to be 80 and watching wrestling. You know what I mean? It's part of my life.
I hope to be.
Exactly.
Hell yeah, I hope to be that old and make it make it watching wrestling. Probably still be drinking beer and watching some wrestling.
There you go, man. It's good old rap.
I better be, goddammit. I want to be one of those pervy old 80-year-olds drinking,
Going to the shows, spilling popcorn everywhere.
hitting on 22-year-old women still.
There you go, man.
Come here, girlie. Hey, look at the gams.
There you go, man. Sit on show me the puppies.
There you go. Yeah, puppies. Ooh.
Man, Jerry Lawler cannot wait to say puppies again. He's never going to be able to, though.
No, that poor guy. He'll, I don't know. I don't know what to do with poor King. Just get him more Sonic.
Yeah. Just actually, probably not. Don't get him any more Sonic. Just get him more.
Yeah, exactly. Get him some water. God damn it, water.
Exactly. Give him some water and some vegetables.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, here we go. Here. Want to get into this?
Yes, sir.
All right. We've already gone over the matches, but let's see who we think. Let's see how good we are. Lesnar, Cena.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Lesnar. I hope it's
Lesnar. I'm hoping the same thing. I don't see how he can't.
But then again, he's also booked for the next pay-per-view. So like I can see them. No, but then again, no, there's no way they can have Cena win against him, especially his first match back after beating the streak. That would just be idiotic. I don't know.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, if Cena beats Brock, you might want to just tell Brock to stay home.
Yeah. I'm probably going to stop watching wrestling for like 3 weeks. I'm going to have to take a break. Fuck.
Well,
I mean, that would be.
We'll figure it out.
I mean, we can talk about like TNA. I'm going to have to take a break.
Oh, people will love that.
We can talk about TNA and the WWE Network that you can get for $9.99.
$9.99.
There you go.
All right.
But
what was that?
Listen to this though. But he's also booked for the next show, right? For Night of Champions. Now,
right.
Obviously, they're going to do a rematch. So, do you Are they really going to give Brock Lesnar 2 wins over Cena in a row? I mean, that's another thing that kind of scares me because you know how it goes with Cena. They can't have this guy lose twice in a row and lose clean. You know. I don't know, dude. I really hope that they have Brock over both times, but if they don't, it's a mistake, and they just wasted the streak for nothing.
Yeah, I'm hoping they take the fact that he did break the streak into into their measures when they do this, because that's got a big thing to do with this match, in my opinion.
Absolutely, that means he's going to win.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, there's like no doubt in my mind that he should. But you never know what they're going to do.
I mean, his promo, his little video package, his pre-recorded video package, which we were talking about how awesome it is. That you guys can't hear, but maybe we can get into that in a little bit. They should do more video packages with Brock Lesnar, pre-recorded. I mean, so he can't mess up on camera. You know, do stuff like that. And in the video package, he basically shat on the Undertaker. He basically just said, I'm not scared of some supernatural evil character or spirit or whatever. I kicked his ass. So I mean, if they're going that far to have Brock Lesnar kind of belittle the Undertaker's character, which I'm not really a big fan of, but if they have Cena go over and he's talking about the Undertaker like that, it doesn't make sense. If he's speaking in that way, I think that means that they're really investing in this guy and they're going to build him up as a monster and they're going to have him hold the title until WrestleMania. How they're going to do it, I don't know. That's the question. That's the question that we need to answer. But
and they should be invested in this guy. This guy has a $5 million contract and he doesn't do a fucking thing.
Exactly.
Kudos to Lesnar for putting the fucking screws to WWE and showing him who's got the fucking balls. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Good job, Brock. Fucking you know what to do.
And he took Sable.
Absolutely. Seriously, if I ever go to buy a car, I want Brock with me now. I don't want Paul. I want Brock.
Hell yeah. You're probably getting it for free.
Yeah, exactly.
Just so you can leave the premises. Just leave, please. Take any car. Yeah. Take this fucking guy with you.
I still like my plan in case Brock ever attacks me. I don't know.
Just shit yourself?
Yeah, no, the smell drives him away. That's it, man.
That's the only way, man.
I think I would win in that case by not getting killed.
Dude, either that or just pull your pants down and start pissing. Because if you're pissing towards his way, he's not going to get close to you. But
I don't know.
Once you run out of urine, I don't know about that. You better start running.
Yeah, I don't know. That is one man that I would not want to get a hold of me. I think once he grabs you, you are dead.
Yeah. Kind of feel bad for Cena, man, because I don't know, man. It sounds like he's going to start working stiff with him. Because their last match, that was stiff, man. It was hard to watch for WWE standards.
See, I didn't find it hard. I thought it was a great match to watch. I didn't find it hard one bit. I found it awesome to watch. I like seeing that, and I don't know. I liked those promos leading up to it. Cena actually had some seriousness in his voice.
Yeah, well, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed watching him get his ass kicked, but
yeah, I did too. I mean, there's nothing I like better than seeing Cena in a pile of urine, blood, and vomit.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Brock Lesnar.
Do it, Brock. Do it, Brocky.
Please do it. Make it happen.
Absolutely.
You already promised it, man. It's too late. Got to make it happen.
Hey, he promised he was going to beat the streak, and look what happened.
Exactly.
I'm loving it, man.
Got next match. What's the next one?
Brie and Stephanie.
That's a hard one.
You think?
I'm guessing Stephanie, but I don't know. I don't know if they're going to have this keep going. Guessing Stephanie.
Well, I don't know. Well, they did already give Brie her job back. Well, no. Yeah, did they?
Yeah.
Or is the match getting... No. They did give Brie her job back.
Yeah.
So, I guess, yeah, it could kind of go either way. And the build-up has been... I see Brie winning this match. I'm picking Brie. You going to pick Steph?
Yeah, I'm going to say Steph.
All right.
I see some shenanigans going on and Steph getting the pin. Maybe Nikki Bella turns heel.
Maybe. I have thought that. But I don't... A new season of Total Divas is coming out. And can you really have those two not be together with the new season coming out soon?
You know what? Not even that. Forget all that. Just the fact that it's been public information that she's in a relationship with John Cena. They would never have John Cena's girlfriend be a heel character. You know they won't. That's how they. No, it's not happening. Never mind. Yeah, she's not turning heel, but I don't know. I see Steph winning. Something's going to happen. Not quite sure what, but
No, me neither. Me neither. But yeah, I'll pick Brie. Just I did anyway, so we got it. So
this is a weird situation because they've spent a lot of time building it up, yet we have no idea, like, pretty much what's going to happen. Which is kind of
good.
Yeah, it's good. Like, I kind of like it. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, not many women's matches get me interested, and this one actually has me a little interested.
Yeah,
you know, it's better than nothing. So
I agree.
God damn, it's midnight. Anyway,
It's 150.
Randy versus Roman.
Oh man, Roman Reigns, obviously.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to go back to the build a little bit. There really hasn't been much.
I think Reigns has been pinned once, if that.
Yeah, I got Reigns. I think Reigns is going to win.
Yeah, they're not gonna. Yeah, there's no way, man.
All right, we both got Reigns there. Ambrose and Rollins.
This one, I don't know. I got to think about it for a second. You want to take this one? This one's a hard.
I would think Ambrose is going to take this one just by the way it's been working, but I don't know. Rollins, do you want to put him on a losing streak with the briefcase?
Yeah.
I'll go Dean. I'll go Ambrose.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Rollins because you know, like you said earlier, I can see a lot of the Lumberjacks being heels, and you know, them working with the Authority. Something.
Yeah, I can see that working against the Authority, but who knows? God, I hate that name.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either.
I even feel douchey saying it, but anyway.
We got to think of a new name for him.
Yeah, we do. But I can't think of one right now.
Yeah, if anybody
Hold on.
suggests,
Maybe another swig of beer for the working man will help me.
I'm gonna take a couple peanuts for the working man.
No, I can't think of one.
Yeah, if anybody has any suggestions, just put it on our.
Only name I can think of is I'm sick of seeing these characters.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The whole we run this place storylines just gotta go. It really ran its course with Stone Cold and Vince, in my opinion.
I mean, I liked Evolution, which is really weird because it's only adding Batista in there, but for some reason that made Randy Orton interesting. When Randy Orton is not in Evolution, I have zero tolerance for this guy. I'm not he's good in the ring. He's boring.
Yeah, but like I've said, I mean, there's one thing you got to give to Randy. That crowd pops like hell when he walks out.
I don't know, man. I might be deaf, but I don't hear shit.
I hear. I mean, I honestly, I watch Raw with headphones on. I really can hear. I mean, they do. The crowd loves this guy, whether he's heel or face. He gets a pop. Trust me, I don't think the guy's great. I really wish I do see a little bit. He's been kind of picking it up a little bit, though.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll certainly, check it out next time and definitely listen with a close ear, see how it is. But I've not really noticed a big pop for him. I mean, when he's a face, I guess sometimes, but right now I haven't really heard any kind of reaction.
Randy is. I mean, we could go on for days complaining about that man, but God, him and Cena could take up a whole show.
Good. They could take the next 2 months.
Yeah, so we'll just go to the next match. Paige versus AJ Lee. I know. It's really a tough one.
AJ.
I'm gonna say AJ. Yeah. Okay, that was quick.
Damn, this card is actually pretty predictable.
We'll see. Rusev Swagger.
Swagger.
I see that too. I definitely see America winning this.
Yeah,
U.S. sir.
Dude, there's no way Rusev is waving the Russian flag at their second biggest show, and they can have Rusev lose in this match because technically he's not getting pinned, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, exactly. This is a great way to protect him from not getting pinned technically, and that's a great point. Good point.
Yeah, I can see this continuing next month, and Rusev finally beating him, and that's it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Any other matches on the card, or
2 more: Bray Wyatt and Jericho.
All right, this is another obvious one, I would think. Bray.
See, I think they might have Jericho win it, but let me think here. Who won the last match? Jericho.
Yeah, the last one Jericho won.
Yeah, Bray has to win this then.
Plus, it's on a bigger stage. They want to put Bray over. I mean,
yeah, and Jericho has no problem putting over younger talent. That's what he's there for. He's said it 1,000 times.
And he put over Fandango, man. Come on.
He put over Fandango well. I'll admit that.
That was a terrible match, by the way.
It was, but Jericho did what he had to do and tried to make him look as good as he could.
Yeah, they just had zero chemistry. It's like Cesaro and Rob Van Dam.
Oh, 2 guys you would really think would have a great match together.
Hey, yep. It's funny.
But
I thought about it like a year ago, or maybe even 2 years ago when Cesaro came out. I was like, man, if they brought Rob Van Dam back, these guys can go. And yeah, when it happened, I was excited. I was like, man, and I actually remembered the time where I was thinking about that, and I was like, man, this is actually happening. And then I just watched it, and I couldn't be any more disappointed.
And then you were like, wow, this is actually happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird that they actually had like a series of matches also. It wasn't like they just had one match and they stopped. They kind of forced them to have matches over and over again. Although it kind of got better with time. Their chemistry got a little bit more they got more familiar with each other. But either way,
a little bit.
It wasn't great.
No, it wasn't great. And the last match is Ziggler and Miz. Marine 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Miz, but I don't want to say Miz, but
I don't. I mean, I just don't see him taking the belt off of Miz when he's about to go promote a movie.
Yeah, I mean
it's just not.
Yeah, the only match on this card that I'm not really sure about is just the Rollins and Ambrose. The rest,
that could go either way. Being a lumberjack match.
I'm still mad they're making it a lumberjack match, man. Why? Why would you do this?
I don't know, man. I'm very confused about it myself. But like I said, I could see them definitely playing up on. It'll be basically all the faces against the other part of the roster, and I don't know. It'll that's how I see it being.
Yeah, I can.
Something. All the faces against the authority, and shenanigans will ensue. But I don't know. That probably is the one match that might be the only one that I'm not 100% on either.
Yeah, I'm still not sure why the lumberjack match. I guess just to be an asshole. It could be because they don't want them to steal the show, because they don't have that much potential with a fucking lumberjack match. There's only so much you can do. But
yeah, and I mean, really, the only match on this card that I'm looking forward to is the Brock versus Cena.
Yeah, pretty much that.
I'll even admit I kind of want to see the Brie versus Steph match just because they've had a decent build up to it. But
yeah, I'd rather watch the Bray and Jericho. I think they're actually going to have a really good match. Their last match wasn't really good at all, and the ending was just really bad. But just because it's on SummerSlam, I think they're going to go all out. And I mean, Bray's capable of having really good matches with certain guys, and Jericho hasn't really had a good match with him yet. But I think they have the potential to have a really good match.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I would hope. I mean, they're two guys that should be able to get out there and do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, Jericho's out there to put. He said he's out there to put over young talent. And, I mean, he's bitched about it on his podcast before. You know, when he worked with Evan Bourne, they did nothing with him, and he got pissed at WWE for it.
Yeah.
You know, good man. So,
Yes, indeed.
I don't know. We got about 10 minutes left to the 4-hour mark.
All right. Well, let's talk about some. What else has been going on? I want to talk about some Sting. What do you think?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Why don't we talk about him?
What's going on with Sting?
Not much, man. From what I can see, it just looks like they're just kind of leaving him out there in the. From what I heard, they offered him like $10,000 for a Legends contract.
Wow, that's a slap in the. My God.
I mean, people want to sit there and make fun of TNA for offering AJ Styles his crappy contract. Sting, 10,000.
Dude, that. Ah, man. Meltzer. Meltzer.
Slap in the face. Exactly what it is. You're 100% right.
Yeah, it's because he's a WCW guy, man. Either that or just Meltzer got his numbers wrong. But 10,000, if that's correct, man, that's really disrespectful. I mean, you can make 10,000, you know, in 2 months. You know, just like, I mean, 10,000 is nothing for a Legends deal. Man,
Sting could probably do 2 indie shows and make 10 grand.
exactly. That's what AJ Styles was charging, $5,000 a show. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not, you know.
and he's getting it all over the place.
Exactly. The guy's making more money than ever, probably.
Probably. I mean, you know, he's got, you know, he's free reign, and I mean, AJ's one of the guys I like. I mean, I know a lot of people say, you know, this and that, he's overrated, spot monkey, but I disagree. He hasn't wrestled spot monkey style in years. Since he was with Flair, he hasn't done that.
Yeah. Plus, he's you know, he's smart, man. He's getting older. He knows he has to tone it down. He's not Jeff Hardy, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Jeff Hardy, he's the type of guy that's gonna keep doing it until he's 45, until it's just silly. Until people are just asking him to stop. Like, all right, dude, we got it.
I don't know if he'll make it that far, Hardy.
I don't know either, but, you know, there's a guy like, you know, there's guys like Funk. Funk got away with it because he was different.
Right.
You know, but with Jeff Hardy, it's just like, you can tell he's just trying to, you know, push his own limits, and he's got to understand he's getting older in age. It's not gonna do his body any good, man, to do swanton bombs onto, you know, ring steps to the outside. I mean, come on.
He put a lot of punches in that bump card with that, man.
Oh yeah, man. He's like,
that was a
30.
I can't believe he was back the next week.
Yeah, he's 33. I mean,
and when that taping happened, actually, he was back the next day.
Right, exactly.
Holy shit! I didn't even think about that.
He was back the next day. They had three tapings in a row.
Yeah, so he was back the next day to work that match.
Yeah, and best believe they had some tapings last night, tonight, and I believe maybe tomorrow night, or maybe they had a Thursday, Friday, and tonight. And best believe he probably did some crazy shit on those shows, and he had to wrestle the following night.
Well, hopefully we'll get to see him, because it's looking like TNA. I don't know. I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remain optimistic. I'm trying to be a glass half full guy.
Absolutely.
But I think it's a good sign that they had Spike officials at one of their shows. It shows that Spike has not given up. I mean, I see a lot of people, oh, they're canceled. Well, they were really never canceled. Spike decided not to renew their contract.
Right.
Those of you in business should understand that. Big difference. But I don't know, man. I'm really trying to remain optimistic here and hope TNA gets a contract.
Right. Just to make it clear, if they were canceled, you wouldn't be able to watch TNA on demand on Spike right now. They would just cancel everything.
Yeah, exactly.
But
exactly. Which I don't know. I'm really going to be, if they can't. I mean, according to Dixie, there's other places interested in picking up TNA. I'm not sure who that is, but at the meeting she had with talent this week, I read that's what was said, and you know, she said they're still negotiating with Spike, but who knows?
Yeah, well, best of luck to them, man, because it's definitely going to hurt the wrestling business, no matter how small of a promotion they are. There's
Yeah.
number 2. I mean, it's still another place for the guys to work, and there's a lot of mouths being fed through TNA. I mean, if they go down, they go down under. A lot of guys are going down under with them. I mean, guys like I don't know, man, like Manic. I mean, what is Manic gonna do? He's gonna have to go in the Indies. Probably gonna have to get a regular job.
Go back to ROH where he was.
Yeah, I mean, if they pick him back up, I mean, they've already got pretty much enough guys.
Yeah,
they would up like Samoa Joe, because WWE's not picking him up.
No, they won't touch him. I mean, no, you're right. But I mean, ROH already picked up. You're right. ROH picked up a few of their guys. They might not need any more. I mean, they got Jay Lethal.
Yeah, they got Jay Lethal. They got AJ Styles. They got Bad Influence. They already have like half a TNA.
Yeah, God, Jay Lethal. I can't. There's a guy who I can't believe they got rid of him.
Yeah, he was good, man.
That stuff he did with Flair when that woo off, and they were. I mean, he was just.
Yeah, he was good, man. You always get rid of.
I mean, and he was right in the middle of a huge thing going on. He was just starting to kind of get his own character, and they just released him.
Yep, they usually do.
And Hogan was like, "We're on it now, trying to get the boy back." And no, y'all didn't get the boy back, brother.
Apparently not, brother.
No, apparently not. But yeah, he's amazing, and I mean, he's another guy who might not have the best promo out there, but can definitely deliver in the ring way more than he needs a promo.
But I mean, guys like Kenny King. I mean, he's not going back to Ring of Honor.
No, he left them on bad terms, didn't he?
I believe so.
I believe he just kind of left and didn't even tell them he wasn't under contract and just left.
Yeah. Guys like A.P. Richards, I mean, he's not going back to TNA. I mean, ROH.
No, and what's Rockstar Spud gonna do?
Exactly, he's gonna have to go back.
I mean, Rockstar, what are you gonna do, man?
EC3, I mean, I can see WWE maybe picking him up, but then again, he's heavily involved in TNA segments, so I don't know if they're going to really want to touch him right now. Maybe in a couple of years.
And they just released him not short of a year ago, if not just a year ago. But, I mean, yeah, I don't see it. I mean, there's a lot of guys there that are going to lose jobs, and I hope it doesn't happen. Unless they can figure out a way to make it without a TV channel, which they did start without one.
That is true.
So...
But, I mean, I also heard people say, like, Fox, but, I mean, weren't they paying Fox?
I don't know. Didn't they have a Fox FS1, Fox Sports 1 thing?
Well, I think they were paying Fox.
That what it was, right? It was a. I do remember that now. You're right. I think they were paying Fox to get on for a while. They certainly can't do that. Them fuckers are bleeding money. I'm very pro TNA, but I'm not delusional. They're bleeding money. So is WWE, but it's not even comparison.
Yeah, WWE in the long term, they're gonna make money off this thing. I mean,
oh yeah,
they know it, man. If they want to, they can make money off the numbers they have now. All they have to do is just cut more budget, and they have a lot of employees in the back. You know they do that are probably not doing much. I mean, they can cut corners.
Just get rid of Khali.
Yeah, but they have a fan base in India, and you know how it goes.
Get another guy. They really, honestly, they could have used Jinder.
They could have.
He can speak both languages perfectly. I mean, Khali can't even speak.
They released him though.
I mean, there's a movie. I mean, if you watch the movie Longest Yard, the guy's speaking English, and there's still subtitles.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't. I don't know. I literally could probably bitch about Khali just as much as I could about Cena and Randy Orton.
Dude, forget about him being able to speak. He can barely walk.
Dude, I got 2 bad knees, and they hurt worse when I see him walking.
Yeah.
Just walking to the ring, I'm like, oh my God, give me my knee brace.
Yeah, I hear you, man. It looks painful. I mean, let the guy, he needs to rest, man. He needs to go home.
Yeah, he's got to do something. But and I feel bad for the guy. I mean, WWE sends him out there. It takes him 5 minutes to get to the ring, and he already looks like he's winded, and it looks like his poor little legs are going to snap like 2 twigs.
Yeah, especially when Cesaro's doing the swing on him.
yeah, which I don't think we're going to see for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want him to do it as a heel, it looks like.
I mean, kind of
keeps,
sense.
Yeah, he keeps teasing it and then doesn't do it.
And again, they're kind of trying to blur the lines between heels and faces. So I mean, if that's what they're trying to do, let them do it.
Yeah, they say that all the time, and then I mean, you can't do that. If you don't have bad guys, you don't have good guys. You don't have wrestling.
Yeah.
You have a fucking sitcom.
Yep. You need even that good.
Yeah. If you want a sitcom, put it on the goddamn network for $9.99.
$9.99 right now.
That's right. But don't you cannot not have it. Just won't work. There's no possible way in my mind that could ever work. You know, they can try to reinvent the wheel all they want, but if it ain't broke, stop trying to fix it.
Yeah, but they want to do, I don't know. WWE is weird.
They want to branch out and do other things, which is fine. You're a company. You're supposed to branch out. You're supposed to grow like that, and you're supposed to. But don't put the product that got you to that dance second. That's my feeling on it. You really, sometimes it's like they put the wrestling behind everything else. And let's face it, what got you to the dance is this lowbrow wrestling show.
Yeah, they pretty much put wrestling, on the bottom. I mean, they focus on other stuff more than wrestling. Absolutely.
I mean, right now, you can tell the only thing they're focusing on is the network,
which is somewhat understandable.
Absolutely, they've got to. I mean, I'll tell you, this could be do or die for them. This network. I mean, they really could. If this network goes bust,
I mean, good, but
what pay-per-view company? I mean, are pay-per-views going to pick them back up again?
Even if
I don't know,
people are not buying pay-per-views for $60 anymore. It's not happening.
No, and I mean, DirecTV and Dish Network already dropped their pay-per-views. They would have to renegotiate deals, and guess who's got them by the balls if they're begging to go back to pay-per-view?
Yep.
Yeah, I would tell them, oh, you want to come back now?
Yep.
Okay. You're going to play by my rules, though.
Yep.
So,
that's
just me.
They should have kept the 4 main pay-per-views on actual pay-per-view.
Yes.
Done the other ones on network.
Yeah, I think putting a large pay-per-view like WrestleMania on the network, first thing, I'm not going to say it was a bad idea because it wasn't, but I think it was a bad taste left in the mouth of the pay-per-view companies that a big pay-per-view like that they could be getting the profit for is now going to WWE. That would leave a bad taste in my mouth.
Right.
That's a lot of money lost.
It was a sudden move. It wasn't like they really just gave them a heads up. They just kind of did what they wanted.
And DirecTV and Dish Network probably reacted accordingly by saying, go fuck yourself, we're not going to carry your pay-per-views at all.
Yep. Can't blame them either.
No, I can't. I mean, you got that's it's what you got to do, but I think that could be a big thing for them that no pay-per-view company would want to take them back, and if they did, they're going to take them back for shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they can't. I mean, they have to make it work. I mean, they're all in now, man. The network has to work. If it doesn't, pay-per-views it. Done. They're going to have to rely on merchandise and other stuff. But
you said it. They are all in on this, and they could go bust in one hand.
Yeah, I mean, Vince McMahon, man, he goes balls in deep, man. If he's going to do something, he's going to go all in. And that's what he did.
And again, I hope to God this network survives because I do not want to go back to paying $60 for pay-per-views.
Yep.
And I would never want to go back to streaming shit quality.
Yep.
I would never want to do that. But yeah, I hope to God this thing does. But
yep. And you never have to do that again if it works because you can get it for $9.99 right now.
Exactly. I mean, October 1st, they go to UK, and they're starting to go to a bunch of other... But like I said, I heard there's some kind of TV station in, like almost an HBO in Canada. I would love that.
Yeah, they're doing that. That's much better, man.
That's awesome. I would fucking love that.
Yeah, that's much better.
Because right when WWE Network came out, I had my Xbox. At the time, you still had to have a gold subscription. So I had to pay an extra $60 to get my gold. Well, guess what? Now, Xbox 2 weeks after changed and said, you don't need a gold subscription anymore to get on Netflix. Only to play games.
Oh, man, that is annoying.
So I wasted $60 on a gold subscription. I don't play games online.
Yeah.
So I try to make my son watch Netflix as much as I can so I don't feel like I'm wasting it.
Yeah. Man, that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I literally wasted $60 on that, but, you know, I wish I didn't. But now, yeah, you don't even need a gold. I don't know if anyone knows that, but you don't need gold anymore to get Netflix, and you can get it by just buying an Xbox.
Yeah, that's how it should be, man.
Yeah, I mean, those things are expensive. I agree.
Makes sense that way.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, this network is definitely a ballsy move, and I hope to God it works out for him.
Absolutely. Before we end this, I finally found my random match of the week. I'm gonna say,
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's not on the WWE Network for $9.99, but it is on YouTube.
For free.
Free for $0.
Oh man,
that's a great deal.
That is.
YouTube, sponsor us. See this?
YouTube it.
Yeah, there you go. Gonna say Steiner Brothers against Chris Benoit and Jushin Liger. Random ass match. Pretty good match. Check it out. It's in New Japan, I think.
Really nice.
Yeah, random.
You gonna post that on the Facebook page, I imagine?
Yeah, I'll find it and put it on there.
Yeah, if it's on YouTube, just knock it on there, and everybody can take a peek at that. And
hopefully, it's still on there.
Yeah. Hopefully, it's still on there. I know you mentioned something. Next thing you know, 5 minutes later, it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, they always do this.
So, yeah, looks like we are at the past 4-hour mark.
Yes, sir. You guys got a whole lot of podcasting.
Yep. We probably should wrap this up before I start drinking more.
Yes, sir. I got to get up in about 5 hours, so.
Well, you got to go to work?
No, I just got to go to the airport.
Oh, that's not so bad. You can come back and go back to sleep.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
Not so bad, so. All right. Well, follow us on the Twitter, Facebook. We're on YouTube. It's all THT Podcast. So, should be able to find it all. And what else you got?
And you can also go on hottagpodcast.weebly.com, and all the links are on there. You can watch the, well, I shouldn't say watch. You can listen to the episodes. We're going to upload it on there. And we got a forum up there that you're more than welcome to join the conversation, start a conversation, and definitely go on to Facebook and, yeah, get on there. We got some cool things going on, so definitely tune in. We'll be back Tuesday, right? We'll be back
Tuesday. Yeah, I got this. I think we finally got it working as well as we're going to get it.
Yes, sir. We'll be back Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern.
That's it. Tuesday at 8:30. That is it. We are out. Take it easy, ladies and gentlemen.